All right, welcome in. Sorry for those of you who are already waiting. We ran a little bit late, but we're here, so better late than never. This is an all-new episode of Nearing Nerdvana, and as you can tell, we got two guest hosts here with us tonight, Joe at Red Hood Comic and Lucas at Chitlins Green and Cornbread. Lucas, what's up?
I just want to thank the Heavenly Father for giving us another couple of weeks of cold weather so that I could possibly wear sweaters to work to hide all this non-work in the gym that I have not been doing. Um,
Cold weather. What are you talking? It's 96 degrees here today.
It's
really,
96 over there?
96. No, I
Damn.
kid you not. I'm looking at my.
Jesus.
It's hot. Like there's no more cold weather. I wish there was.
Well, out here in the mountains where I'm at, it's been 40 degrees and raining every single day.
I love that.
Lovely, lovely.
Yeah,
Just
the rain always smells so good and so fresh and
uh,
very good. Well, thank you for being here with us tonight. Joe, how are you doing? It's good to see you back on the show.
I'm doing great after my suspension.
You were not suspended. Oh my God. You guys, you see what I do? You see this? No, it's so good to have you here. Jen's going to be hopping back on in just a second because her computer's being kind of crazy. In the meantime, let's say hello to everybody. We got Rob in the house. Bird City Comics is on with us. Grendel, good to see you. Namesh, hi. We got Creed. Karen, who is new to our channel after last week. Good to have you on. And of course, there's Mama Comic Lucy. She's taking a little bit of a maternity leave. Exactly.
Mama.
Mark Slack, good to see you. Red Hood's back. See? They're excited. Omar, good to see you in as well. You guys, we have quite a show planned tonight. We're going to go over FOC for a little bit here. And then after we do that, we're going to pick Lucas's and Joe's brains a little bit about some really technical number stuff and how it affects the market. And then we're going to end the night on a slightly lighter note with Drunkovision. There's Jen.
Jen.
Hi, Jen.
Am I lagging?
No, it's not too bad.
Am I pixelated?
No, you look great. Okay, maybe a little pixelated. Maybe just a little bit. But it's not bad. Queen Key just joined us. Eric, welcome on in. Metal Face, hello. Lucas doing sober FOC. He's working.
There's moonshine all day, every day, baby.
Are you drinking it straight up?
No, I put a little bit of Mountain Dew. I'll go hard during Drunken Chat.
Mountain Dew, nice. We got Big Remo here, guys, and Nomad Domain. All right. Jen, how's your day going? Don't move.
Packing.
Well, that's rough. I mean, packing's never fun. I get it.
Yeah. Guess how many superhero shirts I have?
How many superhero shirts does Jen have? I'm going to guess 50.
I found 90.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
90.
Because I'm packing and yeah, I'm like, oh, that's not
Man,
good.
that's a lot of shirts.
Well, how many are just like Wonder Woman or something like that?
I only had 200 shirts.
Now, they're
Okay.
probably mostly Star Wars, right?
No, that's only 4.
Oh, so you genuinely have a variety.
You know, some guy at my well, not some guy, my buddy at my LCS, he was selling a vintage Star Wars t-shirt still in the plastic bag from 77. He wanted 200
Really?
bucks for it. Yeah.
Shit.
I should have fucking bought it, dude.
That would have been awesome. I mean, even if you didn't keep all of them, I don't even think I own.
It was Vader, you know, on it. And I was like, and it was dated. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's like,
I mean, if you could have got him down to 150, that would have been an absolute freaking grab.
yeah.
Hold on, I gotta change my name. Guys, Comics with Bueller's in the house. He caught this. No, you caught it too, didn't you? And I just forgot to change it. There we go. I'm using Anthony's setup tonight, and it's so much nicer. I was telling Lucas I feel like Iron Man because there's all these screens everywhere. It's kind of cool.
I like
right, well,
the LEDs in the back. Those are cool.
They are, but sometimes Anthony will have them on while he's working, and they're like sound sensitive, and he'll have music
okay.
going. Like you
Yeah.
walk in, you're like, oh my gosh, how does that not give him a headache? But he likes it. It's like all stroby.
Yeah.
All right, FOC. This is the first topic of the night. All 4 of us today, we picked out some FOC books that we're looking forward to. We're going to go through this pretty quickly. Nothing too crazy. But yeah, there's some in here that I wasn't expecting from a couple of you. All right, first up, Joe, this is your pick. Why did you pick these two?
I like that art on the Black Panther with Miss
Mhm.
Marvel. It's pretty cool. I mean, and she's saluting Wakanda, and
Yeah, off character covers. Yeah,
yeah,
digging it.
and it's
Nobody's
just
gonna see it coming.
it's I don't think that's Peach Momoka, right? That's
No, no, I have no
No.
idea who that is. Well, wait a minute. I
but
mean, that
it's
that,
got a
that
little
weird
bit of
logo looks kind of weird, but
yeah.
give me a second. I mean, give me a
I
minute, and
can't
I'll
remember who
find out
did
who
the
that is.
art,
I'm gonna
and
find
then
it out.
Let's
and
see.
who did that one? It was Paco Medina. What if Miles Morales? I like the design variants. I like this one. This it's clean. It doesn't look too crazy. But like anything
That's
Miles Morales right now is just
DK. Yes, sir. Sorry about that. DK Ruan did the
DK1.
DK Ruan did
Orale.
the Miss Marvel,
Nah,
and
I mean those are two nice covers. I mean, that obviously when they hit, the LCS, they look a little bit different, but hopefully, like the color with Miss Marble is pretty vibrant. But yeah, I like the What If too. The What If
yeah,
books.
1 to 10. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 1 in 10 is nice. It took me a second. I'm like, I didn't see that on the original FOC stuff, and I was like, okay, this is probably a ratio. So I dug around a little bit, and yeah, I don't know. Design variants are kind of hit and miss with me. Some of them I think are cool, and some I just think look kind of boring. This one I like. They normally have that. What do you call it? Like the
Grid lines.
yes, thank you, Lucas. I
Yeah,
think I like it better without them.
the only thing I don't get, like, if he's all hulkified and everything like that, like, who's the barber that fades him up, that tries not to cut him? You know what I mean? Like they're edging him up, and
Yeah.
God forbid. They're like, that would be the most dangerous job ever. But these are available, guys. FOC is Monday, so you have time to get a hold of both of them. I think if I had to pick between the
For
two, I'd
Marvel,
go.
I think. Right? Sunday?
What was that, Jen?
Right.
For Marvel, Sunday.
Yeah. So yeah, it all depends on which your store has. Some stores they only use Diamond, so it is Sunday. Some stores go through Penguin, so it's like Monday. But it's definitely a good idea just to call them up tomorrow, or go down there tomorrow, and if we can let them know so they can kind of allocate their resources to actually fulfill the orders.
and you know what I just noticed? Like, I thought they took away her stretchy powers, and though her arms are stretchy, dude. Like,
In
right?
in the MCU, not
In the MCU, but in the comics, they're gonna keep the stretchy.
Yes. Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's a lot of talk about this character right now. You saw I'm a little bit on the fence about the trailer. I think that there's definitely an audience for it. I just don't know if I'm it. But that's okay. You don't have to like them all.
I think it looks like I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, I could picture you and Ellie, Jen, teaming up and watching that together.
It's like a Stranger Things meets Saved by the Bell kind of vibe to me. So
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see how it works out.
Yeah. Okay, guys, go ahead, Joe.
No, I was just gonna say, I hope it does well. I got like 598 second prints of Marvel .1.
Nice.
You just have a collection going, Joe. That's part of the gig, though, right? You got to kind of take some risk.
You gotta take some risks, yeah.
Yeah. If you guys are just joining, we're at roughly 35 right now. Make sure you give the show a thumbs up. We are going to be doing a giveaway later on in the show. We got a couple different ones, actually. So here's Matt DeCall, the Wonder Woman one that we did a while back. I was able to find a few more of these. Love that. Yes. And then we got first appearance of Duke. This is the Stray Dogs Dog Days. This is book 2 by Trish Forster. Yeah.
That Goosebumps was that the one, the Baltimore Con, or is that a different cover?
The one at Baltimore was our trade paperback, and that was the haunted house one. Yeah. And then last but not least, actually, I can't show you. There's one more giveaway, but I don't want to tell you because it'll give you guys a hint on Drunkovision. So you're just gonna have to wait and see. All right, next up. So these are Joe's picks. Black Panther, the code there is on the bottom, and then the What If Miles Morales, designed by Paco Medina. All right. Now, Lucas, I was surprised when you sent me these.
Yes. So I am saying that this covers right here have had people up my ass for the last 2 months trying to figure out what in the hell is going on with these. When can they order them? When can they get them? How many can they order? And this is by a small publishing company, Opus. Like nobody's heard of these guys, but yet they have the rights to publish the Death Dealer. These Death Dealer freaking covers done by Frank Frazetta. I think I've already seen the second issues and everything, but once again, I've been looking at the analysis for my website and how many freaking things that people have been sending me through Instagram and Facebook and everything. People have been asking for this, and I kept telling them, man, because I would go to the Diamond website like, oh well, because it looks like it was already like past or something, like it was too late. All of a sudden it showed up and it's ready to go. FOC is Sunday for this freaking bad boy. So make sure you talk, if you really want this, talk to your local shop or talk to Laura. You guys, I think you guys have an incentive or like an exclusive for Death Dealer. Or am I mistaken? I might be mistaken.
I don't think so. Not that I know of.
It might be another one or something like that that's coming up. I know Twig, but I thought there might be something else. But yeah, either talk to Laura or actually talk to Laura or talk to your local LCS, and then once again, you can always talk to me. I just don't know once again how many more I'm going to be able to get because some of these indies have been allocating their stuff.
Yeah, we've come across that a couple of times. I hadn't heard of this until you brought it up, but the artwork, man, is stunning. The first one is Bianchi, is the first cover art, and the second one's Frazetta, right?
Yes, ma'am. And I believe there is a Del Auto out there as well, and a Panovian. So there's like 5 different freaking covers. But I have a feeling that Frazetta to the right, that's what everybody's going to want, and then that Bianchi, oof, devastating, absolutely devastating.
Yeah, this is incredible. Joe, what do you think of this?
Oh, they're beautiful. Just, I mean, I can't decide which one I like better. I mean, and then you say there's Delato. I mean, those are 3 bad boys right there, man. Bianchi, like, I like. Yeah, I think I like the first one. Yeah.
Right. And I collected this when it came out on not when the original came out, but when I found out. So the original art came out on a Molly Hatchet album back in 1973, and of course, there's 100,000 of those things out there, but there's actually a special edition that was only given to some of the radio stations that's out there as well. So keep that in mind in case you're freaking LP geek like me and that happens to collect stuff like that.
What is it with these small publishers that are just been delivering these books? I mean, you think, what was the last one? Animal House? No.
Animal Castle?
Yes, Animal Castle.
Yes, right.
Like, you have that one coming out, and then there was recently one, God, I'm blanking again. Mel was talking about it. It had like a cat on the cover. A cartoon
that was,
cat.
That was Animal Castle. That one had the cat, and then it had several other covers that had a cat, a bull, a goose, and all this other stuff. And I read it, and I was like, "Oh, this is just Animal Farm. This is just Animal Farm."
You know how people haven't read Animal Farm though? That book, like, I asked my daughter about it in high school. I'm like, "Do you guys read this in high school?" And she's like, "No." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well, that was like."
Yeah, and that's why you have so many people on Instagram and TikTok talk about how socialism and communism is the way to go. Yeah, they haven't read Animal Farm to see how it really plays out.
And that's, I mean, again, I think you have a point. That's something that you have to be able, I think when you have it through that lens, it's a little bit better for kids to kind of grasp, or even teens to grasp the concepts that are being told there. So Animal Farm is banned? Is it really?
In some
areas. That would be terrible. That would be terrible.
I don't even know what to say. But yeah, this is pretty cool. So Frank Frazetta's legendary creation Death Dealers returns to life. It says, bear witness to the beginning of the entire multiverse of Frazetta's most famous creations. So you heard it. Lucas is telling you guys not to sleep on this one. Find a store that has FOC. Bird City is offering it, so you can always get in contact with Ann. I'm going to have him order me some as soon as we get off, if he didn't already. But yeah, these are solid picks. And I'm going to have to go against you guys. Joe, I like the second cover better.
Really?
I do, because the first one's a little bit too... I don't know.
That horse, man. That horse looks pissed off.
The other one kind of looks like calmer, like the battle just ended.
Yeah, the horse looks tired. He looks tired, exhausted. The other one, the horse looks like he's ready to fight.
I don't know. I like the second. What do you think, Jen? Which one?
I like this one.
I think she said Laura's right. I like the second one. Perfect.
I said.
Oh, good.
Red Hood.
That's what Jen said. Jen said Red Hood. All right, guys. If you were just joining, we are covering FOC. This is Lucas. Lucas actually got 4 picks tonight, so these are his first.
I have a surprise one as well, and I'll share them after we're done.
Oh, you got extra picks? Okay.
I'm sorry about that, but I got one that I got to pull out, man.
That's the way it goes, you know.
He snuck it in on me. He's like, 1 more. Oh wait, 2 more. And I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, all right. The prosthetic cover is so much cleaner. Yeah. I see. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it just seems cleaner. Maybe that is what it is. It's clear. I don't know. I'm kind of drawn to that second one. But Opus. Do we know any other books that they've published?
No.
I've never heard of Opus.
I hadn't either.
Is it new?
And that's why you got to be careful, right? So I understand people are going to be like, oh man, this might be a hot book. I'm gonna buy this. I'm gonna order this through my LCS, and then I'm gonna sell it on eBay. Don't do that until you have it in hand, because this is a small publisher and you can't say what they're actually going to be able to deliver, if the dates are even going to be correct.
Man, you don't even know if they're going to come damaged, like with a Kanto crease or something, man. You know,
if it's a small publisher that's just not ready for that volume right off the bat. Yeah. Okay, good stuff. Let's keep going. Okay, these are mine. So I chose Metal Society just because I think the storyline sounds really cool. This is by Image. It's basically the idea that AIs have taken over and they're using humans as like their... It's the same story that you've always heard. AIs have taken over. Now humans are fighting back against it. But it's like an MMA style. And I don't know if you guys heard, but I've been doing boxing lately. And so I was like, I think this will be a fun story for me to read. This is honestly more just a personal pick that I think will be fun. And I think Alan Quad did a great job on this cover. His covers are distinctively busy, but this one's like, it's just so like, I can sit there and just stare at it and try to find all the different details he added in, all the Easter eggs that go along with the story. So I don't know. What do you guys think?
I don't know. Like, I'll tell you this, Laura, like when my wife took up boxing, like I never realized how pissed off she was at me until she took boxing, you know, because then she would put on her pink gloves and like start throwing some Mayweather jabs at me, you know, and I was like, man, this really hate me.
I have pink gloves too. That's so fun. It's not that. It's like a good stress reliever, you know. You just go and you can just get all the frustrations from the day out. You don't think about anything. But so the synopsis is: in an inverted future, evolved robots have resurrected humans for manual labor. And so a human fighter and a frustrated, displaced robot kind of team together and go MMA style. Okay. What do you think?
Perfect script.
Winner.
Perfect script. Yeah. I mean, it's a perfect script. Look, people are going to sleep on this. No doubt. Absolutely. I have no doubt people are going to look at the covers, because some of the covers do have that old 90s feel, like that old Top Cow 90s feel to them. Okay. And they're going to sleep on them. And then all of a sudden, somebody's going to say, guess what? This is getting adopted. Yeah, this is getting option. And people are going to, and then everybody's going to scramble for this one.
Yay. And I'll be like, I told you guys about it months ago. So there you go. Yeah. And like I said, I'm a fan of Qua. I like his stuff. He did a Ice Cream Man book a while back that I still haven't found, but I want. I'm going to take Jen off there for a second. And then the other pick, which I think Ninth Wonder covered this over on his show, but I had to pick it because I love Jenny Frison. So this is Grimm. And if you guys aren't familiar with the synopsis, Jessica Haro is dead, but her journey has just begun. She becomes a Reaper, is the whole book in a nutshell. And I had picked the center one originally, but then Lucas all over it. And he's like, Laura, what about this one? I was like, I hadn't even seen that.
It is a 1 to 100. So There's like a 1 to 25. There's like a 1 to 50 that looks very similar to this. It's actually the same kind of art. It's just that the color scheme is a little bit different. And then all of a sudden, right when you were asking for me, I was doing another scan, and then that thing popped up. But take a look at this one. It's not. If you could share my screen, Laura. So this one. So they once again, the other one is a 1 to 100. This one is an unlockable. This one is a 1 per store, right? So that means they're going to have to order anything else, and there's only one per store. So people are not going to see this coming.
So I'm going to get this, though, is what you're telling me.
Yes, ma'am. You are going to get this, right? So don't. I mean, definitely, if you have a good relationship with your store, go ahead and talk to them and say, "Hey, please hold this for me." But don't expect anything out of them for this, right? Don't expect them that they're going to help, because who knows how everybody's going to be feeling when it actually comes in. But I'm just saying, just keep an eye out for this one. Talk to your stores, and then when Grim actually comes out, look for this, and don't leave it on the racks. Please don't leave it on the racks. Grab this bad boy, and if you see the 1 to 100, grab those as well.
Oh, damn it! He's like, I'm gonna hit up Bird City. No, ye, mine. Definitely mine. Yeah, I didn't know. This is so cool. Jen, can you talk right now? What do you think on this?
Okay, so I'm gonna try talking and having my camera off. Am I still lagged, or am I coming fine?
Yeah, go fine. Yep.
Okay, so I have my camera off. I can talk. I'm actually excited for this. I really do like the freedom, but to read this, I'm excited. Do you guys get a copy or in advance anything?
The only thing I've seen so far is like a view previews, but like not the full thing so far. And the interior art looks amazing, by the way. So,
oh, I'm super pumped. I'm so excited. Joe, what do you think?
Is that the first appearance of a Friesen mole? Like, go back to the Reaper picture. Is that the first time she puts a mole on a girl, on the face?
Well,
she's got a mole.
Yeah,
like Cindy Crawford-esque.
Yeah, Cindy Crawford,
you know.
Okay. I can see.
So that's the first appearance of a mole from Friesen.
And CBC better put that on the book.
I'm calling it. It's the Friesen mole.
The Friesen
right.
mole.
It's the first time she put that little dot on her face. Right.
It's really sexy here. Like how Jenny can do no wrong. She can do no wrong, right? Like everything she does is just stunning. I keep waiting for her to have a book where I'm like, I'm not feeling it, but I don't know. Her stuff is really good. Anthony's going to be hopping on with us too, since Jen's camera's kind of being annoying.
Like, what do you say to a girl like with that thing in her hand? Like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll do the dishes right now.
You ask her if she's got any wheat that she needs mowed down, and you just take it out of her hand, like, thank you, ma'am. Yeah, I'll get right on that wheat, and you just walk away.
Yeah. I'll be right back. I gotta go wash and wax your car. Okay. There's a lot of things I got to do for you.
Lucas, Joe, Jen, this is Anthony, owner of Bird City Comics.
Hey, what's going on, people?
Anthony.
We're still in FOC stuff, Ant. We're still.
Oh, okay. I made it in time.
Yeah. So what do you think of these three? I picked Metal Society, which Lucas thinks people are going to sleep on this story, but it has potential to become something bigger down the road. And then everybody's just loving the Friesen Grims.
Yeah. There's also a 1 per store that's pretty dope.
That's what Lucas said.
So I know
he already showed it. He literally just had it on there. That's so funny.
Anthony, is that Friesen the first appearance of a mole on a Friesen cover on her face?
Oh, hold on, I gotta go back.
This one.
Could you zoom in on that? On her mole?
I can't zoom. I don't know how to zoom.
Yeah, that could be.
Right? It's the first mole.
First mole she's ever painted.
Actually, if you want to get super, super technical, Anthony, what was it? Grumble? When she has the pug that she's holding, I believe the pug has a mole.
Well, pugs have moles, so that would make sense.
I'm just saying, if you want to get technical, the first mole would be on the pug from Grumble.
Oh, man.
Anthony, the giveaway king. Yeah, he's going to be giving away some books later on here. But thanks for joining, Ant. All right, let's see. Next up, Anthony, what did you say when I showed you these?
She goes, what the hell are these? Where do I even find this information? I'm like, Jurassic League? You don't know about it? Let me show you.
Yeah, so Lucas, what is this?
Jurassic League, maybe. There's going to be like the black Manosaurus. There's a black Manosaurus. There's a bat Manosaurus. I don't know what the name of the Joker is. It's a whole bunch of. I don't know. Is this the first appearance of a whole bunch of Jurassic superheroes? I don't know, but I think that the interiors look fun. I've already read it. Those are available, and the whole comic just looks fun. I hope they turn this into an animation because this is amazing because they do not hold back. There's nobody safe. There's nobody safe. There's little caveman kids. Nope, those little motherfuckers are not safe. No one's getting eaten all up.
I had no clue. I'm like, what the hell is this? What is this? The first cover is badass. I like that. I think that just looks neat no matter what it is. That's a cool cover.
It is.
What, Joe? What do you think? Joe?
Oh my god.
Is Joe speechless? What?
Shout out to Mel who loves dinosaurs. We all know.
Oh, Mel likes these books?
No.
He hates dinosaurs.
Man, I don't understand what we're fucking doing here, dude. Like that's pretty bad when you just say fuck it, turn them all into dinosaurs. You know what I mean?
I think it's fun. I agree with Lucas. This is a good way to maybe bring some kids in, catch some kids' attention, get some younger audience in. Because nowadays it's just, I feel like you don't really see a lot of kids, or at least not in my LCS, in the comic store. It's all like, older people or 20s, 30s.
What do young boys like? Superheroes and dinosaurs.
Right?
Hold up. Let's put them together.
Brilliant.
Superhero dinosaur book right here.
It makes me smile, says Immortal Web. I like that. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. The first dinosaur, Rob Boob, I guess, says, hey, the first dinosaur superhero has to be the Batman and Death Metal.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So this is interesting because have you guys noticed DC's got a strange trend? They really throttled back on all their ongoing series besides the main ones, but they've been busting mini and macro series one after another.
Yeah.
So they were knights, and then they're different sets, and then they're different ethnic groups, and now they're different damn animals. It looks like they're waiting to hit on one of these and go, okay, this is the one we're gonna do. Let's go with this. It's almost like their marketing team is put out as much as we can and see what hits, and we'll make that.
Yeah, they got to, and they got to prove. They look. So right now they're getting ready to merge with Discovery. Warner Brothers getting ready to merge with Discovery. So they had all this money that they were just waiting out there. So you know what? Let's just shoot for the stars right now. And on my way out, because they literally fired a whole bunch of executives, DC level, Warner Brothers level. Let me just put this on my resume, and as I'm walking out the freaking door, and this is what they came up with. They came up with this. They came out with a little Nas Day looking Batman that's coming out this week. They brought
what was that? Phase? Batman Phase?
Oh yeah, that shit was horrible. Absolutely freaking horrible. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking with. I'm sorry for cussing on your show and everything, but
you can cuss. We're past the 30-second mark. You're good.
I don't know what the hell they were thinking about with that. First of all, nobody, unless you looked them up, really knows what FaZe Clan, because if you're really into the game community, FaZe Clan is not it. I'm sorry. And then they've got several females on there that are absolutely freaking gorgeous that the kids that pay attention to this stuff are really paying attention to, and they weren't freaking covered on there. You had some douchebag on there, the douchebag with the tattoos and everything that nobody cares about on there. But did
he have a faux hawk too?
Nah, they didn't put him on there with the faux hawk and none of that. But
our son has a faux hawk, man.
To complete the look.
Hey, parenting is all about that. If you let them get that out of their system now, maybe they won't go into it.
Oh, he wanted a man bun, so we were like, let's let him get it out now. He had the little knot on top, the whole nine.
Coming from the guy that had a rat tail as a teenager, didn't you?
I'm an 80s baby. I was an 80s baby.
Tail.
That was the stuff, was the rat tail.
Ugh.
Like AC Slater, Vato.
See? Look, he knows what's up.
The 2000 grunge was
the MC Hammer pants and the Bart Simpson t-shirts. I was in.
Man, this is gonna be Drunken chat with the three of you by the end of the night. This
is like going down memory lane. All right, what do you got next?
Oh, Jen, do you have anything you want to add to this before I go on?
Nope, I'm good.
Jen's that little speaker down the bottom. Her camera's being weird, so we just put her on voice only. All right, next up. Now I know
Yes.
everybody's gonna have something to say about this. I can already feel it, but this is Jen's
Absolutely.
pick, so we'll start with Jen and work our way up. Jen, what do you want to say?
I'm just excited to read it. I've only been able to read the first 4 or 5 pages. We had Kyle on a little bit. I just want to read it. Like, and in able to see a digital what the ash can was. It was cute, but like I just want the story. Like I want to see where it's going to go. And I like that splat character, the yellow creature you see.
Yep.
I'm just to read
The
it.
splat, she said the splat character, the one on the left. Yeah.
Dig it.
Okay. All right. Very good. But yeah, Ant, what's your take on Twig from the retailer end of it?
Ugh, do you really want my opinion?
No, I
Well,
want you to
there's-
sugarcoat it.
There's one, was it 61 or 60?
What was
I
that?
think it's at 60. She was asking how many variants there are so far
Yeah.
for exclusives.
So as a retailer, my retailer perspective, that's super sugar coated. I think that the covers are getting out of hand, and everybody's gonna go. But Anthony, you did too. To be fair, I almost do every single image number 1. I think there should be like some, what's it called, like some dibs in here, and they go, okay, we got to put a regulation on this because you get every person that wants to do this, which is great. You got to start somewhere. Don't get me wrong. But like specific titles like this, they get up that high. I mean, they should have to pay their dues, do some covers, put in the work, not go, oh, Twig, and then let a year go by and go, oh, Stray Dogs, trade paperbacks coming out. Like everybody's trying to pick their shot. That's cool. But then it gets a little much and saturates the market. And
For the
they
consistent ones, is what you're saying.
Right.
The ones
Well,
that-
because aftermarket comics have to retain their value. That's the point. If I charge $20 for something, it better hold its value at $20. So that's not good for me, and it's not good for the consumer. Now you get a bunch of guys that make 60 covers and they don't have the right concept or the artist to execute it. They panic and they start to dump at their book, lowering the price, doing combo packs, and then everybody loses value.
Yes.
So I love this story. I think the characters are fantastic. I think the world's going to be magical. But from the retailer end, as soon as I saw it, I'm like, oh, I'm going to do a cover too. And then I started seeing the cover things fun. I'm like, shit, I'm turned off to the whole thing now. Because I want our books to retain their value. I want people to go, oh, this is my 8-bit cover that I got from Bird City, and it's badass. And it's going for a lot more. I don't want them to be like, oh, this is one of 60, and 60% of them weren't done right. That's not good for anybody. So. Was that sugar-coated enough?
Prince Zodiac blames Bird City and Stray Dogs. It was all under control until we showed up. Then it just went to shit.
Right?
Joe, what's your take?
I think Anthony's right. You end up devaluing the product. And saturation is a nice way to put it, I guess. But and don't get me wrong, there's a lot of great artists are doing, but God damn it, 61 number ones. Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
Like, just make 3 it reminds me of like baseball cards, because like back in the day, if you wanted somebody's rookie, it was just 3 of them.
Right.
But then like Upper Deck came along and Score and all that, and then it was 80. You got to get all 80 rookies to have every single one of his rookie cards. Like, come on, man. This is the type of stuff that really turns people off to the hobby, Like, don't do this. Like, come on.
Well, and that's what I had a conversation with the guy at Image, and I'm like, do you guys ever look at your records and go, okay, these guys are new, they've never done a book, or these guys have done a book, but it's been 6 months since their last one, and just go, okay, guys, build up some type of credibility with us and these big titles. Like, there's another one coming out, The Closet. James Tynion's writing it. That's probably going to be another one that's going to have 1 million covers, and the book is freaking badass. I read the number 1, and I'm hooked. It's going to be a good book. Everybody's going to be on it. Are we going to get another 50 covers?
Okay, devil's advocate, though. They want to make their money. They want to capitalize on their
create
money.
a demand, like, make people go in a frenzy, like short print. Like, that's what's fun about comics is like, oh man, I got to get it early, or they're going to sell out.
Right.
You remember when that was the thing, sold out?
Yeah. Well, what was
we're
this
not
right
sold
here,
out.
Laura?
Oh, they want to know if you're using the stock paper. Remember that stock paper?
Going forward, we are paying for the upgraded paper. So, like, if somebody made this comment on the side, and I'll just be honest about it. Typically, my books were $19.99. So I've been moving them between $19.99 and $24.99 because I'm paying for the upgraded paper stock. That's not me being stingy.
but it's
a
worth
lot
it
more to go
for
for the thicker paper. So
less damage.
Yeah.
All right, Lucas, you're the numbers guy. What's your take on Twig?
So here's the interesting about it. You know, Jen, she mentioned the ash can, right? So that's going to be the one to chase, right?
There you go.
That's so tough. You did an ash can, which is to the benefit of the retailer, so we can get a look at it. And then you said, okay, now we're going to do 8 covers that are available through the FOC.
Yep.
And now you gotta hope that you have a friend like Anthony that gives you the information, like, hey, dog, I'm doing an exclusive. That means that I'm not going to freaking bid too big on going through Diamond. I might actually just go through Bird City, like, hey guys, can you hook me up with some of these incentives instead of going through freaking Diamond? It's just that simple. That's just a smart play on this one, right? So once again, I would definitely tell everybody that's out there and that's interested in this, freaking definitely chase the ash can, or at least read it first, and then if you say, oh yeah, that's something I want, chase the ash can. You can't go wrong with the 16-bit. 16 bits have been popular for like the last 2 to 3 years. Those are always popular. The Momokos, like if you can get them cheap, somebody's going to slip around and fall on the Momokos. But all this other stuff, except for the blank sketch, I will say the blank sketch joint is something that you might want to mess around with, because you know that the artist or the writers is probably going to be on these Comic Cons, and you can probably get some of them to sketch something on that blank sketch. But don't go big on this one. Don't do that to yourself.
That's my only 2 cents. Is there's definitely a lot of pressure on this book now. I feel like there's a lot of people betting on it. I'm hoping it's
it's not going to be the next Encanto, because the Encanto only had 2 covers at the most.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Even Stray Dogs' ash can was super limited, right? Like it wasn't one per store, and so it's. I would definitely pre-order it. Sometimes comic shops do give you a little bit of a discount. So you're not paying cover. And just agreed.
And see what happens. But yeah, good pick, Jen. Guys, this is still available for FOC. If you were just joining, we're at almost 50 viewers. So welcome into Nearing Nerdvana. We go live every Friday at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. And tonight we were just lucky to have 3 amazing guys here with us. We got Lucas he's mostly on Drunken Chat. You probably already know Lucas. We got Joe from Red Hood Comic. Again, he's like the best person for pressing and cleaning. Anthony, he is our retailer and the owner of Bird City Comics. And then Jen, who's not on camera tonight because her camera's being wonky, but she is our brain of this outfit. So, okay.
And wait, and we've got Miss Laura. She's
I don't introduce myself.
All
right.
So one more. Could you share my screen, please?
Nubia. That's the team variant.
Nubia. I love this
one.
Like
Lisa Bonet, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Check out the fit. Check out the sneaks. Check out the nails. You know who they're going for with this one. You know.
Who?
It's an absolutely gorgeous, right? What do you mean who? Like every young, empowered freaking woman that's out there.
Rihanna?
It kind of looks like Rihanna too.
I kind of get some Rihanna vibes.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
because you just came off that Batman that looks like Lil Nas. Now you do this one, right? The fit is great. The cultural digging into the cultural and leaning on that is freaking great. There is a first appearance. I've already read it. There is a first appearance in this one. So. When this is an open order, right? This particular one is an open order, and I think there is an incentive or anything, but forget that one. This one. I love this one.
But this one's open order? I thought this was a team variant.
Well, let me check again real quick. So in order to get this one, you have to buy 200. The retailers have to buy 250 of those.
Yep.
Oh, geez.
So wait. Here's the thing, though. If anybody's selling these, I used to do a lot of team variants, guys, and I will tell you right now, these are books to get, and I'll tell you why. They are 250 minimum. Think of them as an exclusive. But the guys that buy them, and they way undersell them. We bought in on Monkey Prince. Remember that, Laura? Mm-hmm. And the book costs almost $5, and that was the discounted because it is an exclusive art cover.
It made you so mad.
And this guy was selling them on eBay for $5.99.
What? That's
Mhm.
covered.
Just $1 more. And so because he did that, I called DC and I was like, look, this is BS. Why would anybody buy this? You're not going to make a profit off $1. And they're like, we can't stop him. So they actually did end up hitting him up after I complained him up and said, you need to move this to at least 50% more, so to $10. But a lot of guys won't buy in on it because everybody will undercut, and these end up being extremely minimal print runs. Can you imagine? I think me and like 5 other retailers bought monkey prints. That's 250 times 5. That's it.
Yeah.
So they're very limited, these team prints.
These are retail $6.99.
There you go.
$6.99 retail.
So go to eBay, buy yourself 10 of them somewhere close to the cost, and sit on, because there's not going to be very many printed because of stuff like that. Guys are scared of team variant buy-ins.
Well, I'm scared of them. I mean, it's a legit reason to be. But
the thing that saved the monkey prints was the ratios. The ratios were sick on monkey prints. I don't know if there's any good ratios for this one.
So there is a 1/100 Joshua Sway on there, which looks pretty good. It just doesn't look as good as this one. There's a 1/25 Crystal Kung, doesn't look nearly as good as this one. And then there's a open order David Mack. Once again, just not it. This one is absolutely freaking
This
gorgeous.
one hits.
Right.
it really does. Just looks it. You can feel like the oil painting aspect to it. I guess if from an artistic perspective, this looks like an oil painting. Like it should be hanging up in like Beyonce's foyer.
Yes. Reina Kayono is the artist. So I don't know if this is going to be another Souza Micah that's going to blow up all of a sudden, because this is the first time I'm seeing her name. But Antonio con toda la experiencia carajo.
Hey, that's pretty good, Lucas.
That was really good, Lucas.
That
I
wasn't
was
bad at all.
going to read it and I couldn't. Jen, what do you think of this?
I love the coloring. That like teal or aqua.
Yeah.
It really pops. I like it a lot.
That swaggy ass gold.
Well, that's her
What do you think, Laura?
signature. That's her signature outfit. So it makes sense putting that up against the orangey type background makes it. I love it. I think it's cool, and I think
Do
adding
you
the.
think it's worth? Should we grab some?
Oh man,
We'll talk offline because it's still open for us.
we have to buy 250 of the cover A's.
Yep.
Oh,
I might go in with you guys on somebody else.
All right, we'll chat, Lucas.
So
Because
this
this is
this
good. I'd
book
like to
is
have
a
it.
ratio.
No,
This-
it's not a ratio. It's
Oh,
you
okay.
have to buy a minimum of 250. Retail on each one is $6.99.
all right,
Do the math on
Lucas.
that one.
You can have all 250 of the
And we'll take
cover A's,
100s.
and I'll take this one. That's
Well, this
So that's a 1 in 250.
yeah.
right. You have to buy 250 of these.
Of this cover.
Of this
Oh,
cover.
of that cover.
It's basically an $1,800 investment.
Right.
Leave it that way.
Right. So yeah. So Anthony, you actually brought up something earlier about. So what y'all need to understand is, once again, you have to buy a minimum of 250 of those, right? Every once in a while, DC does do a return, right, where you have to rip them up and everything. So what I want everybody to do is keep an eye out for these 250s, especially when you can get them cheap, because after 3 to 4 months, the retailers that couldn't sell these had to rip them up. So
That's what I'm
think
saying.
about
These
that.
are low print runs. People are scared of
Right.
them, and then they dump them, and then there's not very many printed. It's good
Right.
stuff.
And even if they're printed, the retailers have to rip them up just to get some credit back on these.
Oh
Just putting that
man,
out there.
I don't
Which
like the
they
rip-
will, because people panic instead of just holding on for that long-term play or letting it sell over time. They'll panic because they haven't gotten their return, and they do crap like that. Let's
Gotta love having Anthony on. Oh, actually, that's a good segue because, okay, before we move on to Drunken Chat, which is going to be the ending of our night, and you guys, you want to be here for that. Or not Drunken Chat, I'm sorry. Drunkovision. I don't know why I keep saying Drunken Chat. It's because Lucas is here. Drunkovision is what we're ending the show on. But first, for our Nerdvana Nexus, this was Jen's idea that we're kind of going to do a little bit of a round table. We have some of the best minds in the game on with us tonight. They each have a little bit different of a perspective to offer. And so if you're new to the game, if you're a vet to the game, this is going to be some valuable stuff. We'll do a round table of this, and then we're going to move on to the game. Before that, though, say what's up to Trish Forstner's in the house.
Hey, Trish.
Trish.
Hello. And then I want to hear everybody's opinion on this. Karen asked, who would play Nubia in the movie?
That's
the
such a
chick
good
that plays Domino.
question. So let's let Mel do a calling cast on that one.
Yes. Karen, if you,
Milcast.
Yeah, Milcast.
you need to follow Drunken Chat. He actually does like this whole what do you call it, like a fake.
Yeah, fake casting where he takes a comic that could be adopted at one point, and then he says, "All right, this actor should play this particular character," and it's freaking great.
He does a pretty good job on it. Anthony, you got to change your screen, man. I can't focus like that. The Rock.
What you talking about?
Obi the Gray, what's up? All right, so let's get into our next segment. This is a little bit different style for us. We don't usually do just like a round table format, but I think this will be good. Lucas, why don't you kick it off? Because Jen was telling me that there's a lot of insight to be had when it comes to how these publishers, Marvel, DC, Indie, are performing via stocks, which I know nothing about stocks, man. So enlighten us.
So exactly, just like some of y'all roll on down to the comic book shop and you pick up that one book that you're not even going to read. You say this might be worth something someday. That's the way stocks work. You buy it and then you put it away until you hear something about it, and then you check the price and you're like, oh, it went up, and then you sell it, right? Well, no, not only do the comics have a chance to go up, they have underlying companies for them that are funding them, that are giving them money for their projects, that we should be taking advantage of, right? And the reason why I'm saying it, and I've been saying this for the last year or so during this whole pandemic, is say, hey, some of this stuff is still expensive, right? But there is opportunity there, right? And once again, so for instance, this coming Wednesday, Janet Yellen, who is like the big lady, she's like the big mama of the Fed, right? She's going to testify before Congress on the Fed rates, right? The Fed rates is going to rise up to like 3% probably by 2023. And that's going to have repercussions throughout the whole industry, right? First of all, she says, hey, the whole Ukraine and Russia thing, plus the increase of the Fed rates, plus insecurity with food, instability with all the other stuff, we're going to be in a recession late 2022 going through 2023. That's just the way it is, right?
You think she's going to come out and flat out say that?
She's already given all the indications. Everybody's saying that's what she's going to say. Everybody's saying that's what she's going to say. She's going to come right out and say that. Now, what are the specifics? We don't know the specifics. Which specific sectors does she think is going to get hit? We don't know that. All we know is that we've already seen a Fed rate forecast already. We don't know which particular sectors she's going to see we're going to see that recession at, because it's not going to be everything, right? It's going to be certain sectors, and so everybody's playing around right now. Everybody's going to pulling their money out of the stuff so that we can be ready and liquid. So when that stuff hits, you can just go ahead and freaking put your money in, right? Now, how does that affect comics? Well, during the pandemic, the rates were really low. They were like around 1.89 to 2%. So certain companies were, they were borrowing a lot of money at really cheap rates. I'm talking about your AT&Ts, your Marvels, your IDWs. They were flush with cash because they were able to borrow a lot of money. Well, now with the Fed rates going up, they're going to want to pay that money back as quick as possible because they don't want to be caught in the middle of a debt crunch, and so having to pay that stuff, because that just that's a killer for a company. Still owing money while your interest rate is going up. It's just a freaking killer, right? So if you could share my screen, and then we'll get into it. I think I got 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 slides.
Damn, Lucas, I'm nervous. I don't want to get in. Okay, let's get into it.
Yeah. So once again, stay liquid, right? So Disney, right? We all know that Disney all owns Marvel, right? Going back a year, they were at like around 180. Now they're around 130. And I've told people even when they went, because like maybe 3 months ago, they actually dropped down to like around 80. And I was like, nope, that's still too. No, actually, it was like 100. I was like, nope, that's still too expensive. Still too expensive. So once again, get liquid and hold on to your money. We got several things happening. Disney had a FY22 earnings result lately, and then April 7th, which was actually yesterday, they also had the company executives got together to discuss the fiscal second quarter for 2022, but they are not releasing those results till the summertime. And when they release those results in the summertime, look out. You know, they've got several projects. They've got, we already know about the series and the movies and everything comes out, but we don't know how the lawsuits are affecting them. The vacation stuff, the Disney World, the Disneyland stuff is definitely putting them in a crunch. They were supposed to put a new Disneyland out in West Virginia. That fell through because West Virginia couldn't get the funding for that. So there's all types of stuff that they had plans for. It's just falling through because, once again, pandemic, not enough people have credit and money. It's freaking killing them right now. And
Well,
all the money that they might have kind of expected from like Morbius. Nobody wants to see Morbius. Nobody cares.
Sony?
Yeah, Sony, right? But it's a licensing fee, right? That they get to pull in, and if you see all the end, they had certain characters that were in there, and it's kind of interesting that they're trying to do that. So, also don't forget China, right? China's just saying, no, well, we're holding off on letting some of your stuff play over here for the moment, so that's kind of putting them in the crunch as well.
what about this one too? The Star Wars hotels? Wasn't that Star Wars hotel like a complete bust?
A lot of people, the people that went, definitely enjoyed it, right? But I am
you can
not
afford to go.
if you can afford to go, right? But here's the thing: I am not driving down all the way down to Florida. I would enjoy it if it was out here, but I am not driving all the way down to Florida to go see a Star Wars park. As much as I love Star Wars and it's a hot thing right now, I am not driving all the way down. They need to freaking have several hubs around the country where we can go and enjoy that. Maybe put it in like Six Flags or something like that. Something like that. License it, yes, license it out to other parks.
Lucas,
Do something like that.
read the comment. Too bad. No.
Late. Too late.
And we got him going on numbers, so this is like his thing. Okay, so for a completely ignorant person like me when it comes to stocks and stuff, when would I want to buy Disney stocks?
You will see it. You will see it. The whole stock market is going to drop out of the sky. So, for instance, when they made the announcement about the pandemic and everybody was shutting down,
Yeah.
if you were lucky and you were liquid and you weren't buying a whole bunch of toilet paper and soup ramen and everything, you were freaking buying. You were freaking buying. Like I think it was like in January of that year, and I was talking to Yee and Heartless, and I was like, "Hey man, something's going weird. Like I don't understand what's going on with Sony. They've got all these PS5 units going out. They got all these PS5 units going out, but they're not making any money." And I was like, "It's kind of weird that they're at 100 right now, or they're kind of weird at 60 right now. I think we should just buy." And I bought. Nobody else believed me, and sure enough, later on, it freaking jumped to 100.
Why didn't you tell me? You could have texted me. She'd be like, Laura, buy. And I would be like, okay, buy.
This is why I have to watch Drunken Chat, because you talk numbers. That's where, like, whenever I just associate that. And you were just awesome.
Yeah, I mean, so right now, the possibility is it going to 180. We're at 130 right now. 2 months ago, it was like hovering around 100. When this recession hits, it's going to go down to 80, 70, possibly 60, like pre-pandemic numbers. So just stay on top of it. Freaking and once again, the reason why a lot of investors have jumped out of Disney is because they haven't had a dividend in like 3 to 4 years. So for those that don't know, a dividend is when you own stock and then that company pays you for owning that stock. They'll give you something crazy like 35 cents, 50, 56. That's where the real money is. Or sometimes they will rent that stock from you so they can sell it to somebody else.
Look at what you're doing to Anthony. Anthony looks like he's super confused.
No, I'm on board. I'm thinking of ways to make this work. Like when I hear the recessions and stuff, I always go to like zombie apocalypse movies. Because like when zombie apocalypse hits, well, hold on, hear me out.
Go ahead.
Hear me out. Zombie apocalypse hits, what does everybody do? They click up. There's these guys over here, and they're living in the mall. There's those dudes over there, and they're in prison. And when this, and because that's what you do, you click up to what's important to you when the recessions happen. So in my head, I'm thinking we need to start a comic apocalypse. And when recession hits, the comic book community stays tight. You continue to buy the comics you love to support your retailers. So Mr. Mechanic will come into said comic book store, buy his comics. Comic book guy can get his car fixed by said mechanic, and our circle continues to work.
Absolutely, and that's definitely what some clicks did, right? So there's two weird clicks that freaking just popped up during the
But
pandemic.
did I surprise you, Laura, with some good intel there?
No, I mean, I mean, Anthony, you're absolutely right. So there was two clicks that popped off. One click was the comic click, the other click was the trading card clicks.
Yeah.
Those clicks, they bought very expensive comics, and the other ones bought very expensive trading cards, and now they are companies.
Yep.
They are renting out or selling shares. So for instance, like Action Comics #1. I don't know if that's one of the ones that are out there. So for instance, Action Comics #1. Instead of you owning the whole comic, you own a quintillions of a share of that.
Yeah.
And at any time that you want to sell, you get to sell that. Same thing for the trading cards, right? When it comes to the Jackie Robinsons and the Babe Ruths out there. That's a thing right now, and that happened during the pandemic. It was amazing. And that's what we should probably be doing.
And that's why you guys need to watch Lucas, and you need to watch shows like this, because if we keep our clique tight and we continue to support each other and our community works, then we'll take advantage of the people that went nuts and bought a bunch of toilet paper.
Oh, man.
Like, husband,
people-
you got to sell all your cards because I bought extra stock of toilet paper. Give me your cards, sir. I got them.
What is that G.I. Joe saying? The more you know.
The more you know, the more you learn.
Yeah, the more you learn.
Oh, there you go. The more you learn.
Yep,
The more you know, the more you learn.
The more
That's redundant.
the more you know, the more you know, the more you grow.
There you
Good.
go.
That makes more sense. That makes more sense.
The more you know, the more you know.
You're such an
All right.
asshole.
Sorry.
So Sony should be going down because there's a big competition in between the computer chips, the semiconductors, right? There's a fight in between those guys and TSMC and China, right? There's a little bit of a argument over who gets the factory, when did it get the factory, and everything, right? So in the meantime, everybody still can't get the PS5. Well, guess what's on the horizon? A PS5
PS6.
Pro.
Oh, there
A
you
fucking
go.
PS5 Pro, right? So
Knowing is half the battle.
yeah. So woe to all you freaking second, third party sellers out there that have like a garage full of PS5s. You better sell those motherfuckers quick because the new ones fixing come out.
And they're gonna have to lower their price. They're gonna dump them just to break even, and then they're out of the game.
Yes, exactly. And then it comes back to the interest rate because we know for a fact that a lot of those guys they borrowed money to buy all those PS5s. And they're going to have to pay back the loans that they used, unless they already made a lot of money.
Wait, did you say PS5 or are we talking about Twig exclusives again?
Anthony.
All right, I'm done. That was my last
Go to the
shot.
Bird City Comics and buy the Twig 16-bit.
Yeah. Get yourself some video game love.
I expect my copy in another couple weeks.
You guys want to know what I'm doing next? Since you got 62 viewers, you want to know what next video game homage we have coming up?
What you got?
Okay, Trish is on right now. Can we show him?
It's on the computer you're sitting at, though, since I didn't think I was going to be on.
All right, well, keep going, Lucas, while I figure out how to pull this up.
Yes, ma'am. IDW. People don't know that IDW is a publicly shared company. When I started talking about this, it was actually high. And I was like, I don't know. It's kind of low. I mean, excuse me, it's kind of high because it was like around $3.99 when I started talking about it. Now it's the price that I think people should start thinking about it. Maybe get it a little bit lower, like around the 150 to 130, but it's definitely in that range where we should start thinking about.
I don't know how to
The
do
only
this.
problem is,
Yeah, you're being good. Stay. Oh, sorry.
yeah. The only problem is that their future projects, I just don't know about them. But we'll see with the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, right? If the Sonic the Hedgehog movie does good, then we should definitely see more interest in Sonic the Hedgehog, and then you should see more kids going to the comic book store. Now, here's the interesting thing: if you went to AMC, unfortunately, I can't.
Wait, I can kind of.
There we go. If you went to AMC Entertainment, they were passing out a Sonic the Hedgehog free comic. I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, I've seen
So
kids coming
yeah.
back on comics.
yes, definitely freaking grab this one. I don't know if there's any types of first appearance in there, but I definitely, as soon as I saw my kid coming home with this, I was like, give me that motherfucker. Give me put that in a bag and board for you and keep it for you one day. You know what I mean?
IDW's rough right now, too, whoever said that.
Yeah.
Coco Gal? Yeah.
Go, go, go.
Yeah, IDW is losing. I'd stay away from IDW. So they actually owe us within the next couple of months. They do owe us another investor relations freaking meeting when they're going to tell us about future projects. because I'm looking at the products that they put on their website, and that ain't it. That is not enough to sustain them. Come on, Transformers, Sonic the Hedgehog. Yes, they did really well with Last Ronin, but do we really think that they can sustain themselves with selling an $8.99 comic when they freaking spoil who the dude is on the first comic? I don't think so. So they're going to need a couple more projects and some more TV series and movies in order to sustain themselves. But once again, for the price that they're at right now, and for the amount of projects that they're putting out, $1.74, not bad, not bad at all, right? So Coco Gal says I would stay away from IDW, but it's $1.74. We're not talking about like Amazon or something like that, right?
You said they can do their IPs.
I was hoping for the Power Rangers turn to be on AEW.
Yeah.
The sequel.
Was that a Boom thing though? When they did the Power Ranger crossovers?
Shared it, and so the rumor was that IDW would be next to get the like part 2, right?
Yeah. As I work somewhere was like y'all don't hate, yeah. How do you alienate Joe fans when they are a loyal fan base? I don't know. I think they're feeling themselves now that with for instance, what do they got? Is Joe Smith working on something? I forget who's working on something, or did they just have some? Yeah, Kevin Smith is working on something, and then Harold Pulse is pumping out stuff for them. So they're kind of feeling themselves. They're like, hey, our history was with toys and cartoons, and we're doing all right. They don't care about the comics right now. And they're
well,
right to
you know
that.
what it is too, though, Lucas. There's a lot of turnover in comics right now, and I'm talking top to bottom, small publishers to big publishers. So you get all these. Everybody's trying to do it themselves. I mean, how many guys are printing their own books, their own IPs, Kickstarters going nuts? That's putting a dent in everything because, again, it circles back around to not taking care of your people. So like, I'll do it myself.
Yeah,
it's all creative owned stuff. I mean, if I could paint and I work for a company, and I'm like, you pay me, so I'm happy painting for you. You're not going to do that. I'll paint for myself and make good money still. And that's the problem with comics. It's all, you get creative people, take care of your people.
That's where it's interesting with the whole thing with Image, right? Apparently I thought they were taking care of this business, their people with all the stuff that McFarlane was talking about, but apparently they weren't, and they felt that they needed to unionize. Yeah. Does Lucas agree comics are moving more like commodities than stocks right now, and how did that happen? So that would be like, hey, so for instance, the difference between normal stocks and commodities is to say, okay, so for instance, McDonald's, right? It's a company, and then they depend on the revenue from the companies to sustain them. A commodity is something like oil, which we know is going to be out there. We know that maybe 5 million barrels is coming in January, 6 million barrels is going to be there in February and everything. So yes, that makes sense to think of it that way. Like, hey, we know. Well, we don't know. The problem is we don't know right now. Remember how Comic-Con used to put out the numbers?
Yeah.
On the stuff, and we could kind of predict, like, okay, there was a number one that so probably going to be 50,000. It's probably going to be less. We don't have those numbers anymore, and that's because of Diamond, right? Diamond. Well, I wouldn't say Diamond because Diamond doesn't put out those numbers anymore. Lunar, who does DC, doesn't put out those numbers. PRH doesn't put out those numbers anymore. There's a whole bunch of companies that promise you that they can come up with those freaking numbers, but they're full of shit, right? And they're charging retailers, for that information, but they're full of shit. So the problem is we don't know anymore, right? All we can go off right now is what we see off of eBay and what we see off of Midtown. Like what's available. That's really what's important. What is available? Does Bird City have it up on their website? Does Midtown have it up on their website? Who has it available on their website that I can just buy real quick? Right. That's the only thing we can go off right now, and that's really what's important.
Hey Mel, if you're out there, we're stealing Lucas from you. Sorry. We're stealing him. This is too much. This is insane. Good stuff. Guys, we're at almost 60 viewers right now. Please give the show a thumbs up and make sure you are subbing to the channel. We'll be back on Tuesday, and we have a special show because Ji Young Lee is going to be in our chat, live in our chat while we cover his market report. So be there and subscribe. Keep going, Lucas. You're doing great.
Yep. 60 Left Blues is talking about how IDW on FOC this week, they've got a Rocketeer series.
Jen,
I got it.
So I'm like, man, that movie wasn't for me, but I could definitely see somebody having the member berries on them and freaking going deep on that. They just got to freaking do it right.
Yeah, that was
Bring back a series, and they maybe they could kick
they were
off.
supposed to do this a couple years ago. They had it up to 2 or 3 covers, and I was like excited, and people were not excited because of the direction they're potentially going in. And then all of a sudden, it got canceled. And then I went to the I'm like, hey, like it got canceled. He's like, oh. And he went on Diamond. And he's like, what? Well, there was covers because it's a female Rocketeer, and apparently he reached out to them. They said that there wasn't enough order. Like, but
Really?
I know more people wanted that book than they wanted Dick Tracy. What the heck? Tracy get printed and not here. So now it's coming back, but it's with the whole thing of there's supposed to be 10, I got to read half, and it's like, okay, I gotta, because there's supposed to be Dave Stevens extra stuff inside, and then I haven't come back because I'm a little like it's not going to be good.
Yeah. So I mean, look, I've always encouraged people to pay attention to franchise comics, right? Like you talked about, I think I heard you talk about Dick Tracy, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's the first appearance of Dick Tracy that's out there? We should be grabbing that. We're talking about Rocketeer right now. What's the first appearance of Rocketeer in the freaking comic? We should be grabbing that. During the pandemic, we missed a lot of stuff, a lot of franchise stuff that we should be grabbing right now. A lot of people had fun grabbing a lot of third and fourth and fifth prints, and that's their thing. But I think we missed out a lot on that, on what you were just talking about, unfortunately. So hopefully, slowly and surely we'll come to our senses. You'll stop drinking moonshine along with me. If we can wake up like, hey, I want to collect, but I'm going to collect the real shit, and then we'll go along, man.
Yeah.
But the next one I got up is Embracer Group A. So these guys just bought Dark Horse. These sneaky little motherfuckers. They just bought.
Really? How do we not know about this? I didn't know about this. I had no clue that I love Dark Horse.
I make it my personal thing on Drunken Chat to report shit like that, and I missed it.
Oh. So it's your fault. I didn't know. That's why.
Do you guys want to know why IDW is hurting too?
What's up?
They don't do exclusives anymore.
I like
because I would have done a Rocketeer #1 exclusive, and I would have done a Tales of Suspense 36 homage.
Nope, I like it. I like it. Well, everybody doesn't need to do exclusives,
but that contributes to the print run.
But, nope, I don't need a big print run.
But also, IDW.
Well, a company does to stay alive.
Nah, I don't know, because the thing is, so here's the problem though. If you hit, right? If you have a hit comic, you have a hit comic, and that's it. And everybody will be. So, for instance, Stray Dogs, right? They hit and they hit. I mean, they had that acetate bullshit, right? And nobody saw, except for Mama Comics, nobody saw them coming, and they hit, and all of a sudden it was like fire.
I saw
everybody
it coming.
Get it, right?
Yeah.
So once again, if that's what IDW needs, they need that hit. I mean, they have Last Ronin, right? But they were that was a hit even before it came out, and everybody read it and was like, "What the fuck is this shit? Get the fuck out of here!"
Look at the spike though. That's 2020 October. That's when they were doing well, and that's when there was a shit ton of retailer exclusives.
Yeah.
They also had
go ahead, Laura.
Oh, go ahead, Jen.
Oh, they had Kanto, but then when the creator wanted to reprint #1, give people a chance to get into it, I didn't listen. And then Free Comic Book Day, the series, they didn't. So I feel like that was a still sign. If you have a creator book and they're saying, "Hey, I want that issue 1, let's do Comic Book Day," and they didn't listen, like that leads to, like, people.
I didn't catch that last part. Jen, say it again.
Just by not listening to creators when they want something, to the people who buy and just ignoring it.
So the creators weren't listened to at IDW about what they wanted to do with their book, and so is that what you're saying?
But so people who were buying, right? People wanted to get into Kanto, did they?
Yeah.
Because all the originals were already sold, and there weren't any other variants for it, right?
No.
So I got Trish Forstner. Once again, thanks for stopping by. So here's the two polars of what I'm talking about. Stray Dogs came out around the same time that Gunny Honey came out, and everybody knew that Gun Honey was going to hit. What fucked them up is they started doing retailer exclusives at the same time because everyone's like, "Oh my god, that Adam Hughes! Oh shit, Adam Hughes is coming back! Adam Hughes is coming back!" And then they put out they announced the retailer exclusives were coming out even before the fucking actual book come out.
But
And that
that's
fucked them
again
up.
them not doing that vetting process of going, are you a reputable retailer versus, oh, this one's hot, I got to get my money made real quick from Joe Schmo.
Whereas Stray Dogs, it was like, what's out is what's out. Now, of course, there were some exclusives, but everybody knew that acetate, right? It was the same as the cover A, but it was like, oh man, that acetate, that's what the one you got to freaking drive for, and then that was it. And of course, the second, third, fourth, I forget which ones had exclusives, but everybody knew because once again, I make it my freaking personal responsibility to freaking look out for that stuff. Now I didn't see it coming. I was like, acetate, Stray Dogs. It's cute. It's cute. Once again, most of our customers are 40, 50, 60-year-old guys. I'm like, they're not gonna be. No, they wanted that shit.
Yeah, but that's where it gets hard though, is because there's no knowing until it comes out. Like you got to make this decision
Look at Boom Studios though. Boom Studios, I think a lot of their success was some of their exclusives that they did. I think that pushed the Something Is Killing the Children series beyond where it would have been if they would have held back like IDW does. So I'm going to side with Ant on that one. I think that and that's not me being biased. Like I look at Something Is Killing the Children, and some of those exclusives were incredible and performed so well and made so much money, not only for the artist, but for the publisher, for the investors who bought them at the store exclusive price. There's definitely a little bit of a bump you get when you have retailers pushing the story, when you have artists that are investing in the story. I mean, look at Twig. Yeah. If you didn't have all these retailer exclusives, I'm not sure if it would be as. Now, I'm not saying 60, but I'm just saying the retailer exclusives did help drive that book.
Think about this: even if issue number 1 is terrible, they paid for that project. That project is paid for from all the exclusives from just that first 60 print run. It could be garbage, and they've made their money, and they've made enough money to do another project.
But
good.
The problem is the only exclusive that fits is that 16-bit.
I'll take it.
Because when I'm thinking about the cute character, I say, whatever, that's bullshit. That's bullshit.
Can't you picture him like running, going, boom,
yeah,
boom.
like that, like the fucking Buckhead one.
Yeah,
there's a 16-bit joint out for that one, and there's a video game joint out for that one. It fits. So this Twig, that 16-bit fits for Twig. It just fits. Some of these other covers for some of these other comics, nah. But I will call Laura on some bullshit. She's saying she's not biased. You are biased because this motherfucker down there is making pancakes in the fucking morning, and that ain't.
How do you know about that? How do you know? I'm like, hey Anthony, retail exclusives are the way to go. Pancakes, pancakes later tonight. Dave.
I make my batter from scratch too.
Lucas, I was just gonna say that he makes his batter. Who does that? I'm sorry. Anybody out there watching actually make their pancake batter from scratch? No, you take your Krusteaz box and you pour it in a bowl. You do, Lucas?
Yeah. And then you put some agave in there to give it that sweet flavor.
And it gets that crisp on the edges. He knows what's up.
Ooh, talk dirty.
You want to know what's wrong with comics right now?
Yeah, Joe, tell me.
Joe, go ahead. Yeah, let's get some Joe input.
Well, let me tell you what's wrong with books right now. Like, where are the fucking writers, dude? Like, when Donny Cates was on his run on Venom, it was like must read, like a frenzy on that right after Absolute Carnage. So, and then they had this thing, The King in Black, and they announced that, and they even had a trailer. I mean, like, you don't have any, like, we're looking forward to comic books with a cover on it. You know what I mean? Like, what about inside the book? Like, that's what we're lacking. Like, nobody wants to open up the book anymore. They're just buying covers, and there's nothing wrong with that because I think this industry has like premier artists like we've never seen before.
Yeah, Red Hood. Look, you're absolutely right. So, but once again, this is where the two polars comes in, right? So, when I was at Baltimore Comic Con, and unfortunately I missed Laura there. Missed you guys. Getting good to see you guys.
I
And
saw
I
you.
was going by Trish Forstner's freaking table, and there was such a diversity of people that were there, and we're talking about not just us old speculators. There was the young generation that was out there, right? There were people that were cosplaying. I was like, oh my goodness, that's what you want. That's what you want. You want the younger generation. You want the cosplayers, the new people that are in there, and they were lining up around the block waiting for Trish to get done signing. I know she had freaking tennis elbow, freaking hand, or freaking her hands were cramping up from drawing and writing shit, right?
she was a boss at that, man.
Yeah.
She was
They
so
were
good.
lining up getting COVID shots outside, man.
And those are the guys that are actually those are the people that are actually opening up the book and reading and like, oh, that's a freaking great story. But the thing is they don't have enough money yet to push the market. So that's where us older guys come in. We don't have we have the money, but we don't actually have enough time to actually open up the book. We see a cover, we think the art is great, we would grab it, we put it in a freaking baggie, back and board it, and then that's it. And we're the ones because we don't buy just one. We'll buy like 2, 3. Buy one for the toilet, one for the living room. One to freaking sell on eBay, and that's it, right? So it's going to happen. It's going to happen where we're going to pass away, and then the younger generation they're going to freaking come up, and they're going to have a little bit more money to buy what they not just want to read, but what they see. And then but then it's going to come where they're going to be working too much, and they're going to be just like us, where they're going to be working too hard, don't have enough time to freaking read as much.
Isn't that true?
Right. So what we don't want to happen is where they're passed off to a new medium. The bad medium is digital media, where they just say, well, I could just read off of Amazon books or freaking some other bullshit. We don't want that. We want them to still freaking be into the hard medium, the hard in my face. The problem is right now is that 90% of the books that I received this week were on some cheap ass paper. How are we expecting people to take that home and read it if they're going to be too afraid to open it because it might rip, tear, get wrinkled, right?
Yeah, Marvel's been bad lately.
Yeah, the Punisher run. Did you guys get your Punisher books?
I don't think I even got any. I don't think anybody even ordered Punisher for me.
All right, so Marvel's using a new printer, which means they're saving money with this printer. And this specific printer printed Punisher books and the new Carnage series is coming up.
Okay.
And they have spine splits, which means the paper is so flimsy that it couldn't handle being folded in half and stapled without splitting it with pressure.
Right. So you know what? So this is where Red Hood's thing is going to come in with pressing. So I want to let him talk about that stuff. But let me finish this stock stuff. Then we need to let Red Hood freaking talk about that stuff. Right.
We're totally gonna run late.
Okay, so Dark Horse Media, once again, they got bought by Embracer, and they've got a lot of video game stuff. Amazon Comics, they've got a lot of freaking projects when it comes to superhero stuff. Of course, the boys. The big thing, of course, is that they are getting ready to do a 20-for-1 split. If you already have it, you're going to make a little bit of money. If you don't, there's going to be plenty of opportunities to buy into that stuff. And of course, Netflix, they've got a whole bunch of superhero projects. And of course, the Miller World, Kick-Ass, Kingsman, freaking Magic Order, Reborn, and the list goes on and on and on and on again. I think there was talks about them possibly splitting to make it a little bit cheaper, but they've been doing well. The only problem is that even, especially for speculators, even if Netflix says, okay, we're going to adapt this, we're going to make this into a thing, not always has the comic actually risen up in price because of that. But pay attention, because I think in the future, stuff like Spider-Man and certain Marvel projects are going to, especially the Sony stuff. The Sony stuff is going to Netflix first before it hits Disney Plus. And that's going to be a big boom for them, because people are going to, oh man, I didn't want to go see it in the theaters, but I do want to see it on Netflix. So that might be a big revenue ad for them.
I even don't like theaters anymore. Maybe I'm just too old. I don't want to say that, but
They're
they're nasty, Lucas. They are. And people cough and they open their candy like ridiculously loud, and the seats smell funny. And I don't like the theaters. I don't.
Yep. So, I mean, I don't know if you guys have an Alamo Draft House close to you. I remember when it used to be exclusive, right? Like, oh, people didn't want to pay enough money to get. Now everybody's in there, man. But no, it used to be like, okay, I could pick my seat, and I could pick my seat like the furthest away from everybody, and then normal would be, all right, the person that's buying the seat will buy at least a 1 seat gap. Nope.
There should be a buffer.
No, they're not doing that anymore. Like, what is wrong with y'all? Like,
my daughter does that. We have a membership to the theater by us, and we'll sit down, and there'll be a gap on me and a gap on her, and she's like, "You like the seats I picked?" I'm like, "Yeah, I don't get it." She's like, "Nobody would buy these 2 seats because the group over here and the group over here." So she positions us to have gaps.
Yeah. See, but the thing is, for Alamo Draft House, they have something in the computer now where you can't do that.
That's awesome. There's an Alamo Draft House in Tempe. That's where McFarland does his signings, Laura. Remember, I took Adam out there.
Yeah.
It's that restaurant bar. It's dope.
Yeah, man.
Lucas, this is great, by the way. I don't
want to get off, man, but we have the Hot 10 coming out, so I have to kind of move this along.
And this one is the last one. Warner Media Discovery. I think the thing just went through yesterday where Warner, which owns DC, is going to merge with Discovery. $24. That's freaking cheap, right? And that's so that AT&T can spin off and they can freaking buy the 5G and buy all the bands they want. Look at all the projects that they got coming up. Once again, still expensive. A good price for Discovery is like around like the $15 range, but still, this is something to keep an eye out for, especially with the fact that they've got 8 lawsuits that are trying to stop them from really merging. So once again, just keep liquid, keep an eye out on these guys, and that's it. That's all I got when it comes to this.
Dude, that's it? Are you in? This should be your job. Yeah, I'm sorry. Anthony's right. Applauds. Jen, you can applaud.
Right here. Like processing knot right here in his eyebrow.
This is one of the few shows I don't usually go back and rewatch my shows because it makes me feel weird because I don't like the sound of my voice. But I'm gonna go back and rewatch this one. This is some good shit, Lucas. Like really, I'm taking you from Mel, so he might just want to have to deal. Sorry, Mel.
Yeah, we used to do this all the time, but people it's a lot of information. That's why we used to go for 8 hours just talk about comics and all this other stuff, man. But hey, freaking, I'm always looking out for it. And if you guys ever have any questions, freaking just pop up and freaking ask me any freaking time.
Let me tell you, me and Yi were on Drunken Chat one time with Lucas, and Powerpuff Girls 9.8 had sold, and I had brought it up, and Lucas went crazy, and he goes, "Man, that property sucks." Let me tell you, that's like the 150th property that is worth a damn. And Lucas pulled up every property, and we had to go through them as our punishment. And he went through every number 75, and I was like, "Damn, dude!" Like, we touched the nerve, man.
Yeah, because and again, has that movie even come out yet?
No, man.
No, why? Because it sucks. It sucks. I could even tell by the photos. It sucks.
Yeah.
Like,
I remember
like
that.
it sucks. And they were like, "Oh, we're gonna do reshoots." They did the reshoots, and it still sucks. That's why the movie hasn't come out.
See, look at Lucy. She's trying to snag you. Come by once a week, and we'll talk stock. Like this is something.
Make a segment like
yes,
the stock market with Lucas.
Whenever we got like investor relations stuff happening, then we'll stop by and everything. But yeah, so here's the deal. We're talking about cheap paper, printing stuff and everything. Red Hood, have you seen the cheap paper?
Bro, let me tell you,
is it pressable? Because my goodness,
everything's pressable, man. It's just
I could totally see you trying to press
something. It's so challenging. It's challenging.
I don't know,
like I can take like bashed up books and old, silver and bronze, and like I enjoy that. I get so frustrated with the new like Mel's Black Panther books and Like that paper is like almost that type of paper you put in a bag for like presents and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Yes.
Tissue
That
paper?
tissue paper.
Yes. Yeah.
It's a pain in the ass, man. Like,
So here
and the
so here's
waves on the books, like,
so right. So here's the tough thing about it. Like I want to freaking kill him for it, but here's the two dualities of it, right? So on one hand, yes, the paper sucks, but on the other hand, it makes the books lighter so that in box they're not killing each other, right? Because that's a big
Mhm.
problem. They're in a box and they're heavy and they're just messing each other up. But once they're light, there's actually been a lot less stuff getting all jacked up. There's still some jacked up stuff. I can see some, but I can see somebody's fingerprints all over this shit. And I
oh
freaking-
yeah,
Instead of freaking doing a little trouble ticket, I had to call them up. I was like, "Hey, whoever was eating chicken fingers, already has fingers. You stop. Oh, like we don't know who that is, sir. Well, I got to look. You know how you got the name now?
Yeah.
The PRH stuff. It's like you got the name of who packed your jet. Well, Havid packed my shit, and I don't know whether he was eating hummus or freaking chicken fingers. But
Well,
could you ask him to stop?
yeah. I
Please.
mean, CGC doesn't grade with any gloves, and so the audacity
Wait,
that
what?
they don't use gloves when
How
they're
do you know
grading,
that?
because CGC showed us how they grade their books, and they had
No, I don't
yeah,
know this shit. Wait, CGC doesn't put on gloves before handling like a really expensive comic.
absolutely. Now you can go to their website and Matt Nelson will show you how they grade their books. And so, like, they had a guy just flipping through a Superman 1.
Oh, that's
Oh
the
yeah,
worst.
yeah, and they claim that you're able to feel restoration with your bare hands. Like, bro, like I don't get a comic and say, you know what, let me go ahead and let me see here.
It's amazing to me
see.
they still haven't
Oh
figured out.
yeah, I could feel the color touch on this bad boy.
So
You ain't getting nothing by me.
because I thought part of the process was that they used some type of electromagnetic freaking microscope to go through this shit.
Well, yeah, they they have their LED lights and their and the thing they do, but like and they there's typical, like if you've got color touch, I mean it bleeds through the book and you're able to spot that, and there's a lot of things that affect the grading of the book too, but they're just so inconsistent. Like inside the book, like you look at a book and it's slabbed and it comes back like a 9.4, but there could be a page that's bent in there and they're dinging you for that page inside the book that's bent, so like, but and then other books that don't look like a 9.8 are getting 9.8s.
Yeah.
So like you can see and then books are coming back way too fast. And it really makes me think, are we really like
Wait,
grading
CGC
these?
has books coming back too fast?
Yeah, some books are coming back too fast. Some books are taking too long. Like Trish, I pressed her book today. She already got her grades. And they barely
Ew.
checked them in. And
That's
she already
crazy.
got her grades. And I didn't do I didn't write my name all over the box. You know what I mean? Like,
We're gonna-
and Mel got his books. I pressed Mel's books and he got his books back already. And I'm like, it's
Look at this one,
almost
though.
like people that are sending in their books now are getting them fast.
Can you do damage wearing gloves?
No.
Well, they're talking about fingerprints. Like if it's like a high gloss cover, like take like a DC book, like the cardstock. Oh, fingerprints on the book, because the cardstock will pick that up easy.
Yeah, like I was pressing some metals for Robert Fordham, and I was using my gloves. I didn't want to put any fingerprints on that.
No glove, no love.
Yeah.
Anthony.
I'm talking about pressing comics.
Oh
lady.
my God.
So you guys saw the video of when I was pressing what was all those books?
The Stray Dogs.
Was it Stray Dogs that I
Yeah,
pressed for
the
you?
It cover.
Yeah.
Oh,
So, but like I
yeah.
had gloves on because it was a white book. I wasn't
Yeah.
about to put like, any kind of dirt or anything on the book, But yeah, just the inconsistency, like it's just like I hate getting a grade when I know I just crack it open and send it right back and get a 9.8. It just pisses me off. When you get a 9.6 and it's not a 9.6, it's 9.8. It's frustrating.
Well, I mean, I think you need to go work for CGC.
No, we need to
like
start our own grading company. I got you. Let's start this.
Red Hood.
Yeah.
Comics.
I
Absolutely.
wouldn't go like I know Matt like had threw around that idea where I come down to Florida or whatever, but I'm not going to go teach other people how to press and show them my technique, and then they don't need me anymore, and then
Yeah.
just you know what I mean? Fuck you, man. You know.
Now,
But,
see,
like-
look, we need to start a pressing company, but then make them all sign those non-complete clauses so they can't take your techniques and apply them. We'll sue their asses.
But it's you got to love pressing to be a good presser. I mean, like the minute you start like I don't want to do it, then like you shouldn't press books. I
Joe,
mean,
do you ever pull it off the press, like take it off and you look at it and you're like, woo, damn, I pressed the shit out of this book. Look at it.
He posts videos on Instagram.
No, but like you get like
about
extra
it.
excited, like when you pull it up and you look at it and you're like, God
Yeah,
damn. somebody needs
so
to look
the
at
one
this.
I did for Skeff, where it was a fucking crunch, and then somebody had posted, "Oh man, TGC is really getting lax," and then I threw another picture up of the before and after the crunch, and I was able to manipulate the fibers to hide the color break, with a little tool that I have. But like those are the things that I enjoy. And then he got a 9.8, so on a $500 book. So
Oof.
that's what I enjoy.
Goodness, Lucy.
Skip gave me $10. You know what I mean? And he sold his book.
Yes,
for how much?
girl. We know you like it that way.
Right,
He
so-
gave me $10, and I'm happy with that. You know what I mean? That's what I charge. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Maybe I need to raise my price to $11.
Shit. That's how you know he
Ay,
loves
qué
what he does. Because
cochina.
I have a $24.99 price tag on that pressing and cleaning service, sir. I got your bill and I was like, for real? That's it?
He actually
No,
said
man,
that. He's
and
like,
then I
"This
cut
is
your
like a
bill in
friend
half,
business."
bro. I
Oh,
cut
okay,
your
you
bill
can
in
give us a
half
discount
too, bro.
I thought it was a typo. I sent him
Nah,
like
man.
15 books. It was like $45. I'm like,
And then what did I do? I
thought that was my
overcharged you,
shipping.
bro. I overcharged you, right, Laura? I gave him a deep discount.
He totally did. He hooked us
look
up.
at Joe. I love you, and I hope you keep doing exactly.
Nah,
what
you
you're
hurt my
doing. And-
feelings, dude.
No, charge what you want to charge. But Laura knows this about me. You charge people for what your time's worth, man. And I would have paid you way more for what you did for those books. Just so you know.
You were incredible on those. Like it's insane what you do. You are a master at your craft, and you can take
but-
somebody's investment and make them hundreds off of what you do.
Connoisseur
So-
of the creases.
But my thing is, like, if we don't get the grade, because we're in it together, right? If we don't get the grade that we're expecting, we're gonna run that shit back. And like, I'm not gonna charge you again to repress it or anything. We're running it back together because like that's my reputation. So like I got you. You know what I mean? I'll
just
put it
block
on
them on
my
Shopify.
account and we'll send it right back in. I don't give a shit. Because I know what the book is. I'm not going to press somebody's book and say it's a candidate. We got a shot, and then it doesn't come back as the way it's supposed to be. Like,
Joe, can you answer this one?
is just a joke and a waste of money or a good investment? Both.
That's helpful.
I was just thinking
Oh.
that. I was like a little bit
Okay,
of
so let me tell
You
you
need
what's. Let me tell you their lack of transparency, right? Their and to me they're in breach of contract, right? So like they have tiers that you pay money for. When you pay for a walkthrough, that's 1 day in and out, but then your walkthrough comes back a week later. That's not a walkthrough. So like and nobody really challenges them on that. Like you pay for a service, right? How long does it take for them to check in your books? Like
I see that.
like
Well, they got a
that's
monopoly on it. What are
ridiculous.
they
And
gonna
time
take?
is money, right? And there's a
Yeah.
lot of people that
Yeah.
are trying to to resell their slabs, and so they got to wait 5-6 months on some of these slabs when they're
Yeah.
paying $1,000 for all these books to get graded, right? And grading is not like pressing. Like I'd rather grade a book than press a book. Pressing takes forever, sometimes. Like, but grading, you look at it, oh, okay, like next, next. You know what I mean? Like who they probably have floor maintenance people grading books over there, man.
Well,
Like,
but
hey,
they
guys,
can though.
Hey,
Jen's
put
back
that mop
on.
down. I need another grader.
Joe, it's because they can. I see Jen. Are you?
Can you? Am I laggy?
Can you hear me? Can you see me?
Smidge.
Hey,
What
you're in
kind of
perfect
the
time. Oh, we got to move on, guys, to Drunkovision.
Wait,
Are you
real
guys
quick,
ready?
Last joke. If
Yeah.
I was CGC and somebody's like came at me like you're taking too long, I'd be like, oh, PGX can grade these. Padoots.
PGX.
Bro, PGX is horrible, bro. Like
That's what I mean. They have a monopoly on the
You
whole thing. They
just
can do whatever they
triggered Joe. Look what you did.
Sorry.
I cracked a PGX slab with one hand. I just like, and I made a
I do
video
that
and
too,
I was
Joe.
like, "You gotta be fucking kidding, bro! Oh my god!" You know.
All right, Lucas, Joe,
Yeah.
Anthony, Jen, are you
What?
guys ready to play?
Drunkovision.
For those of you who do not know about Drunkovision, sorry, I've been drinking, so that's how it sounded
Yeah,
funny.
let me make sure I get my drink ready.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. All right.
Hold on, I gotta be hostess mode.
Laura, do you have a drink?
I do, and I already drank
Okay.
2, and normally I only have 2 in a night, so this is going to be like genuine Drunkovision. This is a show where I will be showing the contestants a pixelated image. Whoever can guess the image first will get the points, and then we'll move on. Just so you know, Joe, that rhymes.
He's a poet and didn't know it.
Just so you know, Joe, I started easy on you guys, and it's going to get consistently harder, Anthony.
I didn't know what we're doing, so I was
That's what
she said.
not planning on being here. So
That's
The
what
theme
she
of
said.
tonight's show, the theme of tonight's show is first appearances to start. So think in your minds, first appearances. Whoever calls it out first, I'll be the judge because we've all decided in the chat that I'm impartial when it comes to these type of things. I'll be the judge.
Good thing
Jen,
Jen's
you froze
bragging.
in that judging face. She froze like
She's all.
I'm
Mona
impartial.
Lisa.
Here we go. Book number 1. Call it out when you know it.
Batgirl. Animated Adventures number 12.
Batman Adventures 12.
Oh, Lucas won. Lucas got it.
Batman
Lucas,
Adventures 12. Bam, winner.
poor Jen is at a disadvantage. She's frozen down.
She's like,
Lucas, that was fast, man. How did you get that so fast? You and H&H Comics were the first. No, wait, hold on. Double J beat H&H by a hair.
Look, when there's 6 pairs of boobs that are freaking just weirdly formed like that, I'm all over it, man.
That was good. That was impressive. So we got Batman Adventures 12. This is produced in 1993. Bruce Timm, obviously. The last raw comic, 551. The last 9.6, 1153, and it is on a 1.1% increase. I keep telling Jen, stop thinking of buying these old books as like an expense and think of them more as an investment. These books are all trending upward. They just become more and more rare. So,
what's the grade on the one behind you? Or did you steal it?
it's in your room. We switched rooms. Did you guys know? This is a little tidbit. There's a preview appearance of Harley Quinn in a magazine article about Batman Animated Adventures that predates. Jen, did you know this?
I did not know that.
She said, "No, Laura, you're so
Wait,
smart."
Lucas didn't know,
Predated.
Laura. You got one.
Is it? You said it's an ad or is it like a preview?
It's a magazine article about
Ah.
Batman Animated Adventures, and it predates Batman Adventures 12. So I was looking into this stuff, and I was like, "That's pretty cool. If you can't afford the first appearance, take this as a placeholder, for $89.99, and you technically have the first magazine article about Harley." She makes a
cool.
appearance.
There's also a kid's book, and it comes with
Yeah.
a tape.
I knew
Right?
about the
A
kid's
cassette
book.
tape.
You guys,
I'm trying to get
Joe,
my copy.
I'm being really smart right now, so don't mess it up.
Okay.
I'm saying things that you guys don't know.
Figure out Laura knows shit.
Laura knows shit.
I
This is
like
my
it.
Laura knows shit segment. All right.
This is cool. Did you just add this? The whole BTW. There's some extra knowledge.
Yeah, this took me like 10 hours today.
Atta
So
girl. Is that what you were doing all damn day? I only got one fortnight break. Come on.
Well, it's because it was like, all right, Jen, be ready. I'm going to go to the next one. I feel like she's ready. Do you guys feel like she's ready? She looks ready.
Yeah.
Next.
Tales of Suspense 36.
Yeah.
It's the Iron Man.
I literally said this when I said I wanted to do an homage of.
It's 39. Should I give
is it 39?
Shit, should I give it to him?
Well, since
Yeah,
it's
give it to him.
suspense. Yeah, I give it to him. It was
Fine.
It was
I'll
already
give
in my
you-
brain because I was talking about a Rocketeer homage to this very book, and here it is.
Okay.
I'll give you a pity, okay? That's a pity win. But yes, Tales of Suspense 39. Check this shit
Damn.
out. Who is it? It was Nubia Comics when we had him on. He was talking about how this is like his grail, right? 5,000 for the raw. The last sold raw comic was $1,100. Lucas, as a numbers guy, worth it, right?
No.
What do you mean? Why?
Look, so once a thing has already popped off, right? You gotta freaking find out what is the debit between what I'm going to pay for and what the future is, right? Like right now, like I understand it's one of those books. It is just one of those freaking books, but in the future, now that he's dead, unless they're going to reboot the whole universe, right?
But it's going to keep becoming
Hey,
more
they
and
fixed
more
everything
rare.
with time travel, so we'll get them back.
This is 1959. It's going to keep becoming more and more rare to find books in this copy, right, Red Hood? I mean, how often do you grade one of these?
How often do I press or grade?
Yeah, press one. Press one.
So I pressed one probably last year when 2020 when the pandemic was really going on. Like I pressed a 3.5 to a 4.5. So.
But how often do you see that? How often do you come across this book?
Oh man, that book? No,
Never, right, Lucas? So this is like buying the rarest of stocks.
Yeah,
I mean that one.
kind of right,
I
but
would put
you gotta figure out like how much is your cost to actually get it.
Yeah, you're paying a premium for it, so is there any profit in there?
Right. So you're gonna have to hope that at some point it's gonna reach like around 45,000.
You
By
know,
the time you're
like,
buying it, like, if you're like Nick Cage, one of those guys that freaking just happens to have it lying around, you're like, yeah, let me go ahead and get this asset and just like have it lying
but
around.
yeah, books like that you gotta like bet big to win big. Like, I mean, like pay if you're gonna pay a premium, like it's for a 6.0 or 7.0, like 3.5s. I mean, like there's not that much room. You know what I
So,
mean?
The last one sold a 9.6 for $276,000. You don't think that these? I mean, it's on an upward trend. I see it continuing.
Is it? I mean, you
I
gotta.
know.
So I mean, the only place it can go is into Action Comics freaking territory, right? Action Comics #1 or like Amazing Spider-Man #15 territory, right? Do we think it's going there? Especially with the fact that the guy, the character they have right now is dead.
Yeah,
No,
I mean,
there's
if Robert
no
Downey
more-
Jr. brings
Talking about
reprises
Laura's
his
guy though. Look at her.
role.
She's not wanting to buy it.
I'm
Iron Man's
defensive.
Laura's
This is-
guy.
It's
So what are you saying, Laura? You're saying the fact that this has like it's gone nuclear, and
saying you
so
can't lose.
the thought is that the lower grades would soon follow. Is that what you're saying?
All right, here's my thought process.
I think that is fair.
When you look at like Star Wars, okay, even though that was made back in the 70s and some of the characters died, blah, 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 the first appearances have held strong. As long as there's a following for that character, which I think Iron Man is strong enough to have that long-term following, people that'll go back and show their kids and their kids and their kids the Avengers movies, and people will continue to fall in love with Iron Man. As long as that has the longevity to it, so does the potential for the growth in this comic. Not necessarily by, oh yeah, he died, but does the character have enough to hold himself over the next 10, 20 years?
I feel you. Like,
Riri.
but that wouldn't be my intention. Like my intention, like if I bought a 3.5 for let's say 11,000, my intention wouldn't be in 1 year this book is going to be 24.
No,
You know what I
I'm
mean?
saying like long-term hold it for 10 to 20 years.
Yeah, because then you would get max value, because obviously that book will go up, but that's going to like take a little bit of time. I can't see now if we get into another thing like COVID again, like where everybody's locked down and they're just buying comic books, and then you get these whales coming in and just buying up all these books, like what happened in 2020. Yeah, then it'll probably happen again. But
What do you got against Wales?
I like
Thanks.
I like Chiki's comic earlier where she says, Iron Man has to get updated every 10 years. Well, yeah, that's what Riri is for.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's a great point.
Yep.
That's a great
So,
point,
you're
because
gonna- yeah,
Riri
they're-
could make all Iron Man books go up because there's a connection.
Last time we
Yep.
had you on, Lucas, there was a Riri book that I went back and bought because
That's
of
a
you.
great point, Lucas.
Yeah, that is a good point. All right, let's keep going. Jen, are you there? I think she said yes. Next book. Boom.
That looks
The
like a
fuck
poison
is
ivy
that?
Oh,
book.
that's a Poison Ivy book, right?
Yeah.
It is.
The
Poison.
Batman.
If it's Poison Ivy, it's got to be Batman
Comics.
181.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
And I didn't know what it was until you guys started saying Poison Ivy. Thank you.
I won. Okay.
I think Joe won because he said poison ivy.
Actually, that was me, but okay.
Oh,
No, it
Lucas-
wasn't. Quit kidding, Lucas.
But that
Both of
doesn't,
them were like, that looks like
that
Poison
doesn't
Ivy.
count. That doesn't count because
I'm not
you
going
know,
to let you take this from me,
I
bro.
couldn't remember what the hell the name of the freaking thing was. So,
Mm-mm.
had Spider Woman feel to it, but no, poison ivy. The raw comic just sold for $4.22, $5.25 on April 22nd, and then the Did You Know slide. I'm moving this faster than before. That there is an facsimile. It's the Australian facsimile, which you can only tell that it's the Australian because of the barcode. But this could be a cool placeholder.
This also came with a centerfold. With Poison Ivy.
The original did, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
So
that's
the
a
one
cool
with the
little like.
centerfold goes for more.
Look, once again, this is one of those books where don't let DC Comics get their shit together before you start buying some of these DC books.
Mm-hmm.
You
Right?
think hold on this?
Yes, I think freaking at $137.
No, on this one, the original. 422.
Yeah, hell yeah, why not?
Raw? Yeah.
Yeah. So once again, this was only like 2 or 3 years ago where I remember seeing like kind of low grade joints out there for like $50-$60 on eBay. And I was like, I'm freaking hold off on it. Now I'm freaking kicking myself like, man, I should have got that. I should have got more of the what's the name? Cyber whatever the fuck his name is, Cyber dude.
Cyborg?
Cyborg, yeah. I should have got
Jen! Hi, Jen.
Yeah.
Hey,
Wait, what's
Lucas,
the
there's
price?
Laura's got one in her office. She's got a 5.0. I'll sell you, and it has the centerfold. You need that?
No, you
Okay,
won't.
I'll pull it off
No,
Laura's
no,
wall right now. It's right
No,
there.
when you say centerfold, I'm thinking of like naked ladies from
Right, me too. Like, why do
Well,
they
the
call it?
centerfold, if you flip it open to the inside, it's literally like her laying out a long landscape style.
Make sure it has a
Okay.
centerfold if you buy it raw. Definitely undervalued. Get this book if you can. All right, good stuff. Let's keep moving. Jen, you ready?
Yep.
This one's for you.
That's
hell
Boba
is that?
Fett.
Yes.
Star
Hold on.
Wars
Star
40,
Wars what?
42?
Yes.
Is it 42? Oh, it is 42.
Jen got it with a lag, suckers. Look at that. Good
I
job,
know
Jen. Star Wars 42, first appearance of Boba Fett, but this is interesting. The raw comic's going for $133 roughly. If you want to get a graded 9.6, you're looking at over $1,000. It is still on an upward trend. Nice, Jen. They're all excited for you. But Jen, did you know?
Yes.
That-
I have.
Yes. The one on the left, Marvel
Yeah, I have
Comics
that
Super
one.
Special number 16, is actually the first appearance of Boba Fett.
Damn
Now-
it, Lucas and Jen.
Now, here's a
Joe got one.
Yes, sir. I in fact I just sold a 7.0 on like Whatnot maybe this past weekend or something.
How
like that.
much?
It was like something crazy. I just wanted to get it out the door because I actually have a raw that looks way much nicer. But there's a videotape, there's a VHS tape, which was the Christmas special out there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's one I think has some potential out there.
Hey, new rule: when you guys have keys that you're getting ready to sell, if you're gonna dump them and whatnot, hit me up first. I'll just buy them cash.
Yeah, we want keys. I'm serious. I'm like, that's like my retirement is just collecting keys.
I buy the stuff for Laura all the time. I got to send Joe. I got two Star Wars 42s that Laura bought me. She bought me back-to-back Christmases, the same book, which I was cool with.
Yeah.
I want to send them to Joe so I can get them pressed.
All right. Did you know The Empire Strikes Back is the first Boba appearance is an intro splash page, but not in story? Did you know that, Jen? The middle one? Damn it. All right, Jen, did you know that The Empire Strikes Back was 129?
Boba Fett, and this was on there, weren't they?
So this is Jen slide, Laura? You're just copying
No,
her?
I didn't know this. Jen, did you know 129 has the first cover appearance of Boba Fett in a UK comic?
Yeah. Did they?
We're moving on.
All right.
Jen knows too much.
Yes, she geeked that. There is an official Star Wars Christmas special. I forget what year it was. It was like 78, maybe.
Yeah, 78.
Yeah, 78. And on the
78,
cover,
79, come on.
yeah, on the back cover, that is the first like graphic depiction commercially available of Boba Fett.
We don't talk about VHS tapes here, okay?
And yeah, because I'm looking for VHS players I can actually watch them.
Hey.
Right? Who even has one? All right, guys, get ready. Next slide.
What the heck is that?
Red Hood.
Red Hood, baby.
What's the issue? You guys got to call the book. Batman what?
Red-
Oh, it's Batman 635.
Oh, Joe with the ringer. Correct, you
I
are.
knew the cover, just didn't know
Hashtag Red Hood.
He's hashtag.
Okay, yeah, okay.
All right. Well, we got 125 for the last Raw, 9.8409. This happens to be Anthony's favorite book, and there's a rumored
It's
HBO
my
Max
favorite book.
movie.
That's
It
why we
is?
get along. That's why we love each other, Joe.
Oh, that's actually really cute. Like when your favorite book is somebody else's favorite book, that means you're
Mama.
you're like spirit animals. Yay!
Mama.
I've got two of them on the wall behind Laura. Jason Todd's first appearance and
he
the
does.
first appearance of Red Hood.
Good
I got
stuff.
2 graded ones put up.
I love it.
So yeah, there's actually a Jason Todd HBO Max movie reportedly in the works. Okay,
Really?
who's gonna play Red Hood? Anthony, Red Hood. Who would you cast?
Who would I cast as Red Hood?
Yeah.
Oh, if he was younger, Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, he's already been stuff though.
No,
He's
but
already-
I liked him. I liked him when in the Blade movie, Blade 3. I was like, oh, he's kind of raw. He's kind of brutal, and he's kind of funny. I could see him as Red Hood.
Where do you go to get graded VHS tapes?
Oh, God.
Oh, well, yeah. Real quick, Jensen Ackles, who voiced Red Hood in the cartoon, could have played that character like 15 years ago, 10 years, but he's getting older now.
What did she say?
Something about the character that voiced in the animated series could have played the character as well, but he's older now.
I tell you who could play Red Hood is Tom Holland.
Nah, he's too wimpy looking.
Ah, man, you could bulk up.
Now, what about the dude that plays the Punisher?
Oh, wow.
But he's already the Punisher. You got to find somebody
he's,
different.
and he's old.
And you got to find a guy that's younger than your current Batman.
All right.
Yeah, sorry guys. All right, now, really quickly. You guys are like, oh, that was so easy. Laura did such an easy job. This is going to get a little bit tougher. Lucas,
no.
Joe, Anthony, Mrs. Know-It-All, Jen. This is going to get rough. The next few, we only have, 3 or 4 left, are going to be the first appearance of the character or the person before they became their superhero persona. Do you understand?
Okay.
Be ready.
The fuck is that?
It's Cassidy.
What?
Yes! Jen, yes!
Oh my
Yes,
God.
Jen! Come on!
No way. No way.
Come on, Jen! Come on, Jen! Say it!
Please just
Amazing
Yeah.
Spider-Man
That counts.
360. 361.
No, it's
No,
344.
Amazing
No.
Spider-Man 344.
Jen wins.
Jen
Damn it.
wins, though. As soon as she said it, I knew what it was.
Oh,
Even-
shit.
yes, this is Amazing Spider-Man 344, the first appearance of Cletus Cassidy that later becomes Carnage in 1991.
Huh.
Jen, how did you get that off of just Teal?
because I know that cover. I have that. I'm good at covers. I'm great with like if you tell me the number of it, but if I see the colors in the cover, I know. I'm like, oh, that's that.
Dude, Red Hood got that pretty quick though. Anthony was close, but Red Hood got the number.
As soon as she said it, I knew what it was, and it was unfair to shout it out. So I was like, I'll just let her finish up.
I'm sure. Being a gentleman, right? Why is it so expensive? I don't think that's that bad. I mean, $25 for a raw comic. If you can find a decent condition, you're looking at $120 for a 9.6 for the first appearance of Cletus Cassidy. I think it's
Right.
kind of worth it.
It's cheaper.
What?
Yeah, and the book came out in
You found cheaper.
91, 92, somewhere around there.
91, Joe. Good. Yeah. Good stuff. All right.
And this was printed on fantastic paper, so Joe could probably fix most of these you buy. I actually really like this McFarlane run of the Amazing Spider-Man. They were all printed decent.
Did you know that there's an Australian price one at $1.50? Nah? Did you guys know that?
Nope.
No, I did not.
That's cool.
Thank you, Lucas. Lucas is just humoring. No,
Oh,
Laura.
I'm like, okay.
Yay!
Hey.
If you want the Australian version, I mean, the price is comparable, to be honest. I looked it up on Cover Price. It's about the same, but the only way to tell a difference between the two covers is the price. Anthony,
The
what is
dog's
going on with our
buffering.
bug? She's buffering. Got it. All right, next up. You guys ready?
Let's go.
Let me get this one.
That's the first
Marvel
appearance of
now.
Cynthia Moon, and
Yeah.
that's Amazing Spider-Man #1.
What the hell is Cynthia Moon?
It's Cindy Moon. Yes, correct.
Let's
It's
go.
Bill.
Let's
Oh,
go.
I don't know what else. Like Cynthia Moon. Is that a new
Damn,
character?
Joe.
I'm a gentleman, bro.
That
Hey,
was
that's the name my
fast.
mama gave me.
Holy hell, that was really fast. You knew immediately. $10 for the raw, $75 for the
Look at
9.8.
me, I'm Spider-Man. Yay! Yay! I'm gonna get you.
But I mean,
So,
this is kind of cool because Silk is starting to grow.
right. So this- yeah. So
Is this Ramita Jr.?
Yeah, his
yes,
ankles.
I think it is.
You
right?
could tell.
So-
Look at his ankles. That shit don't
They're
bend like
broken.
that. It's
So
broken.
so this is where I've disagreed with a lot of people because people are like, well, her first appearance is Silk 4, or excuse me, Amazing Spider-Man #4 on this
Right.
one. But no, she actually appears in this one, and she gets bit by the spider in this one.
No shit.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because
But
it's
she
going.
doesn't costume up until Sin 4.
Yeah.
Well,
Is that what it is?
was it no? Like when she makes her own costume in like 2 or something like that.
Yeah.
Damn.
But it's not like where she had like the black and white. No, she like makes her own fucking
Oh,
costume
okay.
and shit in the other ones. But the actual like costume doesn't happen until like #4.
All right, Laura, I want to know the knowledge. What are you going to teach me on this one?
Okay. Did you know? There are several variants to this cover, including
Yes, sir.
Joe, you'll like this. The Alex Ross 1 in 75 on the upper left. The Jerome Opina 1 in 75 next to it. The 1 in 200 Jerome Opina, that's the blue one. 1 in 300 Alex Ross is the upper right. Then if you drop down, we got Greg Horn, Scotty Young, and Jerome Opina 1 in 200.
Yep.
The best one is the original drawing from Steve Ditko for Amazing Fantasy 15.
I don't know what that one looks like, Joe.
So it's Amazing Fantasy 15, but a little bit different.
All right. Yeah, there's a lot of variants out there though. I thought that was interesting that you can go out there and you wouldn't think looking at like the Scotty Young one that this would be some sort of Cindy Moon key, but there you go. And the Greg Horn one's sick too. I love Alex Ross stuff for the most part. So a lot of different variants that you guys can go for on this one.
I like the Scotty Young.
All right, I think I have one more. You guys ready?
Yeah, bring it on.
Jesus.
Oh, my goodness.
Come on, amazing comic book knowledge men and women.
Tales of Suspense?
No.
No.
See,
Come on,
red.
chat. Where are you at, Double J?
Is that Marvel Point 1?
No.
No.
There's a lot of red on it. That's some
Spider-Man
yellow
or
on it.
Iron Man?
Is it Marvel or DC, Laura? Can you give us a hint?
It's Marvel.
Oh,
Is
shit,
it
that doesn't
Point
help.
1? The first America Chavez on a cover? No.
Oh, mother cheesecake. You guys, sorry, I cuss. The chat beat you.
That was not cussing, by the way.
With the
Oh, I
chat-
see it now. First Carol Danvers. Damn.
Ah.
We gotta have
Is that
Double
right?
J on, man. He beat all three of you. Captain
Oh,
Marvel. This is number 13. This is the first time that you see Carol Danvers, who later becomes Captain Marvel. 195 for the Raw. Double J, that was impressive. But you were off on the number by 1. That gives me some strange satisfaction. You're almost all the way right.
I have to watch the Tales from the Dark Side, Renovision.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there you go. So there you go. It's Miss did you know that the Miss Marvel, this is her first appearance as Miss Marvel in 1977. So the first book this one came out in 1968. Then you have to wait 9 years until you see her as the official Miss Marvel. Did you know?
No.
No. I never even thought about that. Like, okay.
10 years later.
So they brought out
Joker.
this lady, and then I waited. In 9 years, they're like, all right, guys, we need a superhero. Who do we got?
We got one bitch from 9 years ago.
We got this bipolar chick who's been a lawyer, a librarian, all this other stuff. Let's make her like the most powerful superhero ever, but nobody's gonna respect her. Let's do this.
I love her too. I really like this character. I think she's actually becoming one of my favorites. All right, that was it for Drunkovision. I think that if I had to assign a winner, it was Jen, hands down.
Absolutely.
What?
Absolutely.
Joe and Andrew were like, what?
She had to overcome
Shenanigans.
so many technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Okay.
Them.
No, I would have to give it to Joe. Joe got this one. You were fast, man. That was good stuff. Yeah, Mother Cheesecake is how I cuss in front of my kids.
Mother cheese, that's awesome.
Mother Cheesecake. Like if my kids do that, they're like, Mom.
My kids are like, Dad just says fuck.
I don't cuss in front of my kids. Until
Man, Anthony, you kept getting cooler and cooler, bro. You were right here. Now you're right here, bro.
He's like, yay, accomplished. Our sponsors over at Cover Price gave us all the information for tonight. Use code Nerdvana14 for 30 days of unlimited membership for only 99 cents. Make sure you're following Bird City Comics. As you heard Joe just say, Anthony's a badass. And that's, again, maybe I'm a little biased because he makes killer pancakes.
Laura shot me today. You guys want to see?
Okay, you give him some context with an airsoft gun, Lucas.
And then right there too, when I was trying to pick up dog shit in the backyard, and she was just shooting me.
So let's get the
shit
context,
hurts,
because it just sounded like you said you got shot twice and you got shot once, first of all, and you didn't have your shit on you. So then we got shot the second time, you weren't able to return fire. That's what
I was
it
doing
sounds like
chore.
a bitch move to me. It sounds like you need to get shot, put out your misery.
She's all pick up that one.
Thank you, Lucas.
But look at it, hit me. That shit hurts. Look at it. It broke skin.
Hey, let me tell you about those guns. So, like, my stepson shot me with that gun probably about like 15 years ago, and I told him, "I'm going to get you, right? I'm going to get you." So he fell asleep in the living room watching movies, and the gun was a little bit away from his hand, and poor kid was like trying to sleep with the gun in his hand, and I picked up the gun and I put it on his head, and I go, "Got you, bro." And I swear to God, like, nice knowing you.
I'll have to show you guys the gun because Adam and I play
It
in
was
like
awesome.
legit fields. And so we have like high-end equipment. Like it's all dialed in. So you could tell because the first one hit me on the chest and bounced off. And I was like, what are you doing? And then the second one was like, bam, she hit me on raw skin. I'm like, dude, that hurts. And then when I went like this to cover it, she hit me here. And she's like, this red dot's really sighted in. I'm like,
it was like perfect.
So what I'm hearing is you didn't get her pancakes right. And she went searching for you, and you were outside bullshit with the fucking dog without being strapped up. And she fucking got you once, just give you a little warning, and then you went out again without being strapped up, and the op caught you again. That's what I'm hearing, man.
that hurt.
Correct you are.
That's one too. That's a bruise. They shooting me with the skin, and I wasn't even playing. I wasn't even playing the game, and I'm getting shot. Look it's everywhere. That was messed up.
Look, you get her
Has
shit
he
right
shot
next
you yet,
time,
Laura?
or you get come strapped. That's all you got to do, man. It's either one or the other.
Has
When
he
she
shot
was
at you
pregnant with-
yet, Laura?
No, she won't let us shoot at her.
Oh.
Shoot at me? No, that hurts.
So wait. When she was pregnant with Adam. Side story. We'll get out of here, Laura. She was
Oh my
pregnant with
gosh.
Adam, and she was just having one of those days. Like everybody sucked, everything sucked, and she was uncomfortable and irritable. And I came home from work. You know what? The one thing that made her feel better was. You guessed it. I let her shoot me.
You guessed it.
I let her shoot me a whole clip worth of paintballs, and I ran in the backyard, and she just unloaded a whole hopper of paintballs at me just while I ran around.
I
was
think there's gonna be a lot
therapeutic.
more marriages saved if women just learn to use airsoft and just freaking use that as a
I
tool.
agree.
Man. And I would and Rob Noom, hey, I would rather my woman freaking go Amber Heard me and just stab me than freaking go Lorena Bobbitt. Just saying. Just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just saying.
Does anybody know how to use the giveaway tool on StreamYard? Anybody?
Is there one? I didn't know.
No, there is one because I was on a show yesterday when they used it, and I'm like, I don't know where this tool is. All right, so we're gonna do this old school. I'm gonna scroll through, and okay, Anthony, what is the first giveaway for tonight?
Future State Wonder Woman #1. That is a
First
Taylor-
appearance.
Yeah, first appearance. Taylor Smith.
So Matt Dalton.
Matt Taylor. Matt Taylor.
Matt Dalton.
No, it's not Matt Dalton. That's Matt Taylor.
It's Matt Dalton.
Do you want to bet?
What do you want to bet?
Oh,
I think I know my own covers. This is Matt
right.
Dalton.
Let's bet this. If I win, when we have dinner tonight, you have to call me master and serve me master all night. Here's your dinner, master. Here's your dessert, master.
Fine. If I win, same thing. You got to serve me and say master the entire
hold
time.
on.
This is Matt Dalton. Lucas, isn't this Matt Dalton?
I have
Joe.
no idea, but I think somebody's going to get a whole fucking clip of airsoft unloaded on me.
Oh, it'll be worth it for this.
It's not Matt Taylor. That's not right. I'm positive I am right. Anyway, that's going home with one person first, while Anthony looks up how wrong he is. Stray Dogs, Dog Days, Book 2. Trish Forstner, if you're still in the chat, she did our cover.
Matt Taylor.
That's eBay. That's not a reliable source.
This is my posting. It says Bird City Comics. How's it not a reliable post? What are you talking about? You calling me out?
You got the post wrong because that's not the. It appears to be Matt Taylor. Damn it! Damn it!
Master.
I'd like to claim this victory
master.
for all married men all over the world. This is our victory. It's not just mine. Everybody got me here.
Obi the Gray, I thought we were friends. I thought we were homies, but all right.
Master.
Master.
I got chills.
Wait, can we check a different source? This Bird City comic sounds shitty.
Whatever, dude. Wrap this up. I won.
Is that
right.
is that an exclusive or what?
It was a team variant, but we're like the Nubia.
Matt
That's why I
Dalton.
can't find
damn
it.
it. Matt Dalton. Anybody? No? All right.
Matt Dalton did the Vampirella books for us. That's our homie artist.
Trish Forstner, Dog Days, #2. Trish Forstner, you want to bet? Do you want to bet? Trish Forstner, double or nothing?
No, I'm good.
And then Anthony, why did you give me this one?
Oh, it's a first appearance, but it's a facsimile before everybody gets too excited.
Facsimile of Hobgoblin.
Gotta go.
All right, so let's do this.
So we've got 3 first appearances.
Obi the Gray. Thought we were homies. Lucas, tell me when to stop.
Bada 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 bing. Stop.
Asley Vasquez. That would
Are
be
you
for
here?
the facsimile.
I thought
Asley
you were
Vasquez.
doing them as a bulk, so we don't have to do 3 separate shippings.
Oh, okay, fine. We'll do it as a bulk. Asley Vasquez, are you here? You have 30 seconds. Jen's timer is freezing, which might work to your advantage. It's like 18.
Is it counting up?
It's at 25,
She's
27,
in the multiverse.
29, 30.
We're doing all 3 to save on
The
shipping.
30.
Time. Not to save on shipping. I just don't want to package up 3 of them.
That
One
too.
kid.
All right.
Weather.
Asley is not here. Brian Lingus, I'm here. All right. Wait, hold on. Did he get that in time?
Oh, Asley's here.
Was that in time,
Yeah.
I
Jen?
think that should
Yeah.
count.
All right. Asley, congratulations. You get the win away or the giveaway for tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. Guys, we will be back on Tuesday at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. We're going to have Jay Lee Young in the chat with us. So make sure you are there for that show. Give the show a thumbs up and subscribe. Lucas, you're amazing. Thank you so much for being here
Oh,
tonight.
thank you for having me. Freaking man, it was always a wonderful time just hanging out with you guys. Mama, miss you. Cochina, she's been freaking pinned up in the freaking casa too much, man. Freaking, but hey, can't wait to see you again in the new edition. Awesome.
Love it.
Wait, Lucas, do you have anything coming up?
Drunken chat tonight.
What time?
Whenever top 10 gets done.
All right, so Lucas will be on Drunken Chat. Make sure you're following that channel. Joe, thank you so much for being here. I have missed you so much. What do you have coming up?
I just got in a shipment of about 220 books to press. So
Whew.
I just finished Steve Horn, pressed 65 books for Steve. I already shipped those out to CGC. Yeah, it's crazy.
Good stuff. All right, guys, make sure you're following at Red Hood Comic on Instagram. He is the only person I trust with my books. That should be enough there. Vouch. There is still a Hot 10. Lucas, where's the Hot 10 out now?
It's on shit. I forget what the dude's.
Is it Ben Stein?
Yeah, it's on Ben's channel.
Is it Ben Stein Comics?
Yes. I don't know if he changed his name, but it's on Ben Stein's channel. Let's see. If I had the freaking link, I would have freaking passed it to everybody. But yeah, it's like Ben Stein's channel.
Yeah, so just if you search it, you should be able to find it. Ben's channel.
House of Stein. Look for the House of Stein.
All right, let me type that in. House of Stein. Go over there and catch up on that and tell them that Nearing Nerdvana sent you. That'll be awesome. They'll be like, what? Okay, Anthony, anything coming up you want to add?
Just keep an eye on everything we do. We launch exclusives all the time. If you missed out, Laura has to call me master the rest of the night.
Oh
That's
my God.
the highlight. And it's Taco Friday, so let's go, Laura, because I'm starving. I'm this close from being hangry. So
all right, have a good night, guys. We appreciate you. Bye.
Bye.